what this laner is going to be, obviously, but they do have a definite amount of burst damage for Fnatic, Vanity's Finger, Beast,
Radiant team pick.
to a certain extent.
Puck.
Puck is pretty good, I guess, to keep him safe. Dream Quill, counter initiation. I don't know. Is it really going to do that much? It's also against an OD. We'll see how it.
Yeah, the silence is potentially helpful. Their gyrocopter is going to have to be absolutely enormous this game, I think, for them to do anything. You know, it's kind of single core gyro, but then you're up against all this single target lockdown and burst that we've been talking about. So he's going to have to position himself really carefully, let his puck go in, have the Sand King follow up, and then, you know, maybe he finally comes in and does some damage. I just worry about the amount of damage on Boom.Id's lineup. I feel like if Fnatic grab, like, if they're a little bit ahead and the Beastmaster even just has like a pipe, let's say, like, I think if Dominator is good on Beastmaster, but I think if Beastmaster just rushes a pipe this game, I think that actually they just win the game by default if they build a pipe. Like, at that point, I don't know how Boom.Id kill anybody. You've got the Wisp sustain, you've got the OD save on anybody who's getting focused down. I don't want to sound too pessimistic, but I'm looking at this as a game that, like, I think Fnatic should probably win in less than 30 minutes. Oh man, they're not messing around.
No, they're really not. That's not even fair, I feel like.
They have so much push now as well. Beastmaster, the Beastmaster, and the other thing to mention that this game is that they've actually got quite a bit of OD synergy. OD loves heroes that make him more survivable. OD loves being paired with Omni Knight. He loves being paired with Abaddon. You know, anybody who's got spammable heals and ways to remove disable so that he can just keep doing his thing and keep on auto attacking is amazing. But OD also loves attack speed because it's not that easy to itemize for on the hero, especially as an int hero. You know, you don't really want to buy Orchid or anything like that.
Right.
But he benefits from it so much, and you've got the Wisp with the overcharge who's bringing both survivability and attack speed, and then you've also got the Beastmaster Aura for some more attack speed on top of that. This is a very scary OD game, and some nice synergy that they've picked him into.
It also helps that Abed is playing the hero.
Oh yeah, you know, that helps us all.
One of the highest individual skilled players in the world, so that's pretty significant. Like we said, this is, you know, you don't want to sound too pessimistic. This is just the draft. Anything can happen in a Dota 2 game, even craziest draft imaginable. We'll see how it goes for Boom.Id. This is not going to be an easy first game. We'll see what they can accomplish. Fnatic, of course, they've got some pretty legendary players on their team. We'll see what they can accomplish as well in terms of getting. So we'll see how things pan out. We have a bit of a pause to start things off here, and looks like it's stock standard item builds and all that over. Pie dog WC. Does that mean his dog is going to the bathroom, or
no? I think Pie is just being a dog, and he's going to the.
All right, interesting. Thanks for the update, Envy.
Oh yeah, well yeah. If you're gonna pause, you should give a reason. I think it's pretty BS if you pause and you're just like, nope, we're just talking strategy, talking our lanes out.
That, like, nothing triggers me more when people pause. And they just literally stay paused. I understand, like, something happens, you got to fix it, you got to talk to an admin. But
yeah.
If you're at a LAN, that makes sense because you can just call the admin over. But if you're on an online tournament, you just pause, you don't say anything. It's like, what? What's happening right now?
Yeah, exactly.
This gives us the perfect time, though, to talk about what Fnatic loves and what Envy loves in particular. It's anime.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to the Weebs in chat. I literally played Initial D music right before the game.
Oh, nice.
Eurobeat. Doing it.
Is Eurobeat, real talk, is Eurobeat actually a genre, or does it only exist within the context of
it's a real genre.
Initial D?
No.
I'm not so sure, dude. I'm not so sure.
I guess you only hear it in Initial D. That's the thing. You never hear Eurobeat, like, you never hear it on the radio. You never hear it, like, driving in the car anyway, like, unless you put it on your own particular playlist. But I guess it was popular in Europe in, like, the 80s and 90s. So.
Okay, because I've tried to look up more Eurobeat, right? And I've come up empty-handed. So if anyone out there has some Eurobeat playlists that aren't just full of Initial D songs,
yeah,
then
like,
you hit me up.
It's got to be not from Initial D, which I know is hard because there's like 4,000 Initial D series, all use fucking Eurobeat. So It's pretty hype. Eurobeat's probably
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
Some of the best stuff. Especially if you're working out, it's like the best workout music.
I haven't been watching, so you asked if I've been watching anything. I haven't been watching anything seasonally.
This season, yeah. I go like watching seasons without watching them. Then what I do, I haven't seen this season or last season's.
I've been on some real edgy anime recently. Been watching. I watched all of Psychopaths. I watched the first season of Tokyo Ghoul, and I'm also watching
Just enough time
Darker Than Black. So bunch of edgy
series I've seen. I feel like I always get exposed whenever I talk about anime. I have like this.
There you go.
There are like 1 or 2 genres of anime I like, and then somebody's like, "Oh yeah, Tokyo Ghoul," which is like super popular, and Psychopaths, which is also super popular. And I'm like, anyway, I'm sure. Cool.
Travis, the shonen degenerate.
Dude, I don't even watch shonen. Honestly.
What do you watch?
I watch just like slice of life.
Just slice of life. All right.
Honestly, well, not just, but yeah. I mean, a comedy actually is generally the genre I go for.
Guide to being a Dota 2 announcer.
We'll get the comedic about this as we get into it.
Nice segue, Travis.
Thank you. Excellent. Perfect. All right, I can stop casting now.
Quality. Oh,
hold down.
Witch Doctor's on the prowl. Get that courier.
He might get...
Go.
Oh,
too late. No.
Too late.
Exposed.
Too late.
Okay, all right.
Unfortunate. He TPs to the bottom lane, where they're going to aggressive tri lane, interestingly enough, against this lone druid. So we'll see if Envy wants to switch things up, wants to move to a different lane, or if he's just going to have to deal with this and kind of just have this lane stacked for him.
Bad dude's top tower going to fall over soon.
Pressure Mr. Eternal Envy Lone Druid here, which looks like they are going to... Wait, are they going to succeed?
Level 1, homing control. He's fine, pretty sure. I think the Tango regen. Yeah, he's fine.
Why did he skill Maledict?
I was literally just thinking that. I don't know why. Maledict good spell, but I don't think it's the ideal level 1 skill given the circumstance. So I'm not.
Like if he gets paralyzing cask, doesn't the homing missile connect way closer, like maybe even outside of the trees, and then they can just finish the kill? I don't know. That was a little bit strange. Lone Druid's actually quite good for this like 3v1 scenario. Keep pulling aggro off the tower. I mean, they're trying to run him down. The homing missile will eventually catch up, but not before he makes it back to like the tier 2.
Yeah, they're not gonna get this. I guess they're pushing him out of lane, which is good.
There's an orb of venom on this bear. They're gonna.
Nah,
I don't think so.
Nah. Too slow. Yeah, he's way too slow now.
But DJ coming to help. Mid lane is getting dumpstered. Abed's winning that super hard. And Beastmaster also doing pretty well up top. Just laying into him with the axes.
I'll take that.
So I mean, yeah, they're losing. He's gonna get some room now. The Gyrocopter's not really that far, to be fair. They had to rotate the Isle, which was whatever. DJ is gonna go back to heal. Not that he really needs to help Abed at this point. Talked about he's pretty much.
Yeah. I don't even know if this is a game where I feel like needs to get a Radiance or anything. He's got the Midas key at the moment, but I feel like this is also a situation where you could quite easily just buy like auras and like a Maelstrom or Mask of Madness or something and still be plenty impactful.
Saint Lucas is, I believe, dead with that burrow. Oh.
Him, DJ.
He just
plank him.
Oh, the self. Oh my God, is he gonna live? Yeah, for a burrow, and Universe's axes in one. No, I don't think he can. Good effort. Universe will draw first blood. Joachim comes in a little too late, unfortunately. We'll try to get some damage out of DJ, who has a bottle charge, so it doesn't really matter. And just like that, Universe gets first blood. Starts things off with a bang for Fnatic. Oh, Pilot Eye, though. This might be a kill they can get. Maledict, Cask, and Hoping is coming. Obviously, it's 3 minutes. There's no shrine to work with. Earthspike will come out, but now Maledict plus an auto attack from Kescute is more than enough damage to get the kill. All right, not a bad little exchange there. Boom.Id finally get on the board, trying to chase down Andrew for a while.
I still don't know if they're happy with how any of these lanes are really going. The Lone Druid's not completely shut out. They're top super hard. They're losing mid super hard. The supports are kind of like heartedly trying to keep their respective lanes on lockdown. I think they need to link the two supports back up and try and actually do something that way, because this dual lane is not killing Envy, and the dual lane top is not shutting down Universe either.
I wanted to ask you about the Healer choice for Outrill Devourer. Is this something you've seen commonly, or is this kind of just one of those things like Invoker where you see it rarely?
You see it a little bit. I think it's become more common now that they changed Pike, because you can disassemble the Aquila and then end up with your Wraithband to go into your Hurricane Pike. So I think that's part of the reason that he goes for it here. He's even going to go for lots of little items here, also picking up the drum, which was not so common.
Abed gonna get Zoe. This could be a big kill. Earthspike gonna come in.
Show me the Ravage.
They're gonna try to turn it to Jokum. There it is, the two-man Ravage from Pilot Die. They will still get the kill, but it is not before he gets that pickup onto Jokum. And Kescute might be next. Maybe another disable, an Earthspike at 3, but Pilot Eye's not fast enough, even with boots. The Universe comes in. He's not level 6 yet. He just got his phase. So it'll be a 1-for-1 trade. They could have gotten more out of it. Rotation from Universe kind of maybe hurts a little bit because he's not farming top anymore. But still, very kill for Abed to come in and to have Pilot Eye help him get a kill.
Yeah, that was really nice from exactly what we were just saying that they needed to do, right? Put the two supports together. They're going on DJ up top. He will be able to get the tether across to Universe. He's now going to start laying in pretty heavily.
He's a as far as Jokum knows that he's got to back up. In fact, Jokum needs to be careful. Luckily, it is nighttime. He's pretty speedy to work with. St. DeLucas is taking a lot of damage too. Universe now. They've got the tether. They've got the... There's the Sandstorm, though. DJ comes back.
He's still baiting,
still
dude.
Swan charges and a Fairy Fire. Jokum is just living dangerously. The cast will come through. It will bounce back, but it's not going to do much more than that. DJ still with wand charges, and Universe is just running at the entire enemy team, it feels like. The burst will come in. Io comes back through. He tethers, but he might die for this. Jokum wants to kill another Void back up in 2 seconds, and they will finally get it. So that was pretty well played from Boom. They could have lost any number of heroes there, but instead they do actually end up getting DJ.
Yeah, they did really well with the Night Stalker backing up when he did, healing, and then re-engaging into the fight. I think that Fnatic were not expecting. They thought the Night Stalker wasn't going to be able to re-goose. So, yeah, doing well, but I mean, they're still getting out-farmed pretty heavily. A bit of a concerning sign. Pilot Eye, all right, 3 versus 1 Night Stalker.
This isn't going to work. He has to hex onto FT's. He's dead with one illusory urban and waning rift. In fact, there it's
for your impertinence.
Pilot Eye just kidding. All right. And his quick buy, obviously has the taste already, and he's not doing poorly. He's gotten a lot more room to work with it.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, it is a really good Radiance game. Like, once he has it, it's so annoying for the Puck and the Sand King, since they're both so reliant on Blink Daggers. And Sand King trying to make a rotation here at level 5. This is a potentially bold move. I mean, the Gyro doesn't even have level 6. What's the plan here? I think if they both 6, this is potentially a kill. They like burrow into the call down.
Well, now they have more heroes.
Yeah, but Envy has his ult, and he's got a Savage as well, and Pie's sitting here.
Envy just knows. Look, let's back up for now. Rumicell is like deep. They might find Envy though.
Oh my god!
They already used
this dive.
This is a sick dive if it works. Envy's gonna take a full rock barrage and Maledict. He's in a lot of trouble. He can Savage Roar, but I think he's still dead to the Maledict anyway, and they're going to Rocket Barrage him just for good measure. Fnatic decide not to TP because they're getting a lot of work done top and in the mid lane for Abed, so not that Abed has TP to work with anyway. So pretty big kill there, actually, to shut down Envy, and they might find more as Pilot is getting run at by Jokum. Level 3, so 2 is Jokum. He has a wand for another Void available. He will use Pilot Eye, 1 more auto attack away from death, and there it is. So Boom.Id find 2, and are starting to pressure this tier 1.
All right, I was mega skeptical of the 2 level 5 heroes going for that, but 2 kills in the tower, can't really complain. Universe is going to turn it into a tower trade at the very least. It looks like up top, making pretty quick work of it with the Inner Beast and the Phase Boots. But as I say that, Gyrocopter going to come TPing in, and they do actually hold. Looking pretty good there. Oh. Need to be careful. They got Roar. They got so many stuns here.
Yeah, they're gonna Roar here in a moment. They should have enough damage. Yeah, they do easily. In fact, so nicely done there. Fnatic to find kill too. Bring down the puck.
Yep.
First Roar also used. Quick. He just got level 6 on top of that.
All right.
Well, anyway, Abed's still farming like a madman as expected.
Dream of Cell, very low. Does have a salve. Can top himself off now that they found a little bit of space. high are getting pretty
Very
aggressive.
far up. He might die again. Yeah, he's done to avoid one more auto attack. Has you actually been dab done with a maledict and almost got a degree missile. Not that it really matters. FBZ does CP. He could have just CP'd back to mid, but he involved in that fight, so he will waste some time. Again, this is the big thing. Abed is just farming up a storm. Regardless of anything else that is happening for Fnatic, Abed is doing pretty damn well at this point.
Yeah, Abed is getting big, completely uncontested. He's gone for a, I would say, a reasonably aggressive build. He's only now just picking up some points in the Astral, which he might use to start spamming and farming a little bit. But I very much seem to know that they have, I think they're all aiming kind of towards the same timing. It does seem like they're going to be going for that Radiance build on the level jerk. That's really going to dictate when their go time is. Universe seems to be heading towards a Shadow Blade, so he's really looking for that, you know, looking for pick, setting up for the OD to get relocated in. And I would guess that the Medallion and then Solar Crest that he's going to be going for probably leads them into a Roshan as well. So yeah. The really big timing for Fnatic is going to be like Radiance on the lone, probably maybe 4-staff Blink or just the Pike on the OD, put a Aegis on him, and then just go from there.
It's interesting that Universe is going for max axes. In fact, he has it. He doesn't have a point in Call of the Wild yet. He's going for Shadow Blade, so making kind of that playmaker build, I suppose. Instead of giving something like a Necrobook to start pushing. It's interesting to see the difference you have on Beastmaster.
Yeah, this is a build similar to something that I think Ohio used to do a decent amount. He would go Dominator into the Shadow Blade. It is really, it's nice pickoff. Beastmaster actually right clicks pretty hard, so you know that little bit of extra damage from the Shadow Blade is nothing to scoff at.
Alright, it's a pretty good animation too. There's plenty of damage like you talked about. They might find Pile Die again, who's had kind of a rough early game. And no Death Ward. Relocate in though. They're going to try to turn this. They're looking for somebody that's not a Witch Doctor, but they'll have to settle for him, I guess. He really wants this kill on Pile Die. In fact, he might get it. The roar just comes up in time for Universe to get that kill, and they're going to earn it Pile Die. So, unfortunate that the Witch Doctor couldn't get that kill, but at least they don't lose anybody else. And then the
missing bottom.
Yeah, I mean, given that that's the first relocate used, I think they're not too unhappy about that situation. They've got some vision established down in the Radiant jungle. Whether or not they're actually going to be able to use that to punish anything is another question. Envy's being fairly conservative with how he's playing, just staying in the bear form, since it kind of changes the... When he's in like hero form, he can die quite easily to a two-man gank, but the druid form the bear form takes it all the way up to 3 heroes, which is much more obvious. Like, they can pressure and farm down here a little bit, but I don't know if they can really kill him.
Midas, I think, is on the courier on the bear already. I think.
Oh yeah, it's already on it's already on the bear, and he's just scouting out for some bouncy runes. And as always, an efficiency-focused player.
True. Yeah, they're going to try to make something happen now that it's nighttime, I would assume anyway. They have phase boots on Yokum. He's level 5. Again, relocate is going to be back up, though, in about 38 seconds, so... Envy will just stay safe for now, sit under the tier 2 tower. Treads are done for the OD. Those just flew out. The Shadow Blade, of course, was also just picked up for Universe. So these next few minutes, try to make some more room for Envy. Maybe make something happen here in terms of relocating or finding a killer, too. But Boom.Id, it's going to be a lot of farming for this Showercopter. He is a Mask of Madness. He is 1 stack on this Ancient, and they have some other stacks that FBZ is taking, trying to get to that Blink Dagger. He has the double Null Bill, but no Veil queued up yet, so state of the game.
Yeah, his early game has just been too disastrous, I think, for him to... Because normally you go for the Veil so that you can run around and maybe find some solo kills or like enable the team fight for your team, but it's not really happening. I mean, he could still consider it, given that the Sand King's going to have Blink in a little bit, but... And I do think they have some slight damage problems. Universe is going to come hunting up here at top.
There is a smoke from Boom.Id with 2 heroes, SQ and Puck coming in, FBZ. Universe is get a Shadow Blade, though. He's probably going to run right into them. In fact, he will. They go for the kill, though. He's going to see FBZ. Pops the Roar. FBZ can try to go for the Waiting Rift Dream Coil counter initiation. He does Dream Coil, but Universe will just DP away. DJ does break the tether. He might die for this, actually. So they're going to get a 1-for-1 trade, which is not that bad. Maybe not. Earthspike coming in. Finger! Double kill for DJ. He will get voided up and dies, though, as Joachim at least picks up that support kill. But Highlight Eye, being in the right place at the right time, getting a big kill. DJ getting the 2.
I mean, they dragged all 3 cores over there and got 2 kills, only losing DJ. I think Fnatic very happy with the state of affairs. Abed just hasn't had to leave this middle lane.
He's literally been
at all the entire time. He's just been hitting creeps for 14 minutes. Fnatic making space all around him. And this is during nighttime as well. This is like half of the night gone from Boom. We're still yet to really see a gyrocopter rotation. And you think about what TNC did in their series when they picked the gyrocopter, they were always kind of looking for that first aggressive call down rotation, going to go and find something, but not so easy against this Fnatic lineup. I still question this gyrocopter pick a little bit. It's like it's a stable carry, but looks like Pilot Eye's dead up here.
Now he's gonna make the rotation.
Yeah,
and they get the kill.
Green dude's top.
Again, it is just Pilot Eye. Oh, Abed's finally coming top. Finally done.
Change of scenery
for now. Yeah.
There's also creeps up here.
Exactly. And they're going to look for somebody bottom. Dreamcell rotated in along with SQ. Maybe they were trying to set up for gank onto Envy, but it was spotted out. They spotted a TP.
I thought the Spirits might scout out Saint, but not going to happen. Oh, there you go.
They're relocating mid. They found the puck. The work comes in, and he is done. My God. It's that easy. Universe just pops the roar, and they get an instant kill, regardless of whatever hero it is.
Yeah. DJ's so good, too. He, like, Spirit Bombed him. He had the spirits just about to come off cooldown, and if you resummon them...
Epicenter, Abed could be in trouble here. He's got Astral. Keep him alive for now, but they need some help to get in. Pilot will come through. They're going to get off the Hex. The Sanities will get dropped. We're going. Abed's still low. He should survive. Force to have to work with. They're going to try to find Joachim very fast. Hunter the Night coming in. They do look at another point where they're going to Astral up and Tether and of course, the Urn, and Abed is back. Earthspike just narrowly misses St. Lucas, gets away as Pilot Eye walks up. That Epicenter down, they didn't really get much done with it. And now the push comes in and it is Daystorm is more important. Yeah.
Man, they're actually so not necessarily in the fight, but the decisions that Abed has made earlier at this point that kind of saved in there. Like the fact that he went for every little item. So he went for and he's got the random doll, and he's got a drum, and with the 200 health talent, just made him so difficult to deal with.
Yeah, they heroes there, and they couldn't really. He was like half AP by the time the rest of the team came in. So
yeah, I feel like I need to go back and look at some Starladder replays to see what, because I think there were like 12 in Starladder. Just see what people were choosing. I don't know if this is him specifically reacting to this game where Boom have a limited amount of damage and Fnatic aren't really lacking for damage themselves. Plus he's like every little bit of extra HP he gets is just getting multiplied even more by the damage reduction from overcharge. So there's like extra value to taking all of that, and I guess that makes the plus all the attack speed makes the attack speed talent pretty unattractive this game.
I mean, they're already doing a significant amount of damage without him. Begin with,
yeah, so. Exactly. They don't even really need, like, the lineup is constructed in such a way that they don't even really need Abed to get a ton of stacks and like drop a huge hammer. He can just go for all the survivability talents if he wants, get the 20 strength at 20. That timing is still ticking along. 3.6k gold on Envy towards his Radiance. We got the Solar Crest up on Universe. He can grab solo kills pretty much anywhere. The Gyrocopter does have decent farm, but those 2 initiators still struggling. I mean, Puck still does not even have this blink.
That's a major issue. He is lower than the Night Stalker now, which is never a good sign. Actually, very bad. And I guess it's kind of gone as expected for Fnatic here in game number 1. 18 minutes, 5k lead. Not to say that this, will continue, but all the signs point to yes, that it will. Like you talked about, the Relic is now up for Envy. Universe is still, he might get a kill on FBZ. Relocate comes in. There's the Solar Crest. I don't think they need DJ, but you might as well bring him in. So they get that kill. It would have been close without them, I guess, but still. Boomer gonna smoke up, immediately broken. That is
run by. There's a sentry. Oh no, there's another sentry.
He's fine. He's fine. Just get in here and TP. Drop a ward in the meantime.
Nice,
Great.
nice.
Good work, Pi.
It's value. This is the Pilot-Eye lifestyle, the Pilot-Eye play style. You just run onto the other side of the map. Maybe you live, maybe you die. You probably get a ward up. That ward is super valuable. It's great when they've got the Wisp, especially, right? You see a gyrocopter farming over here on the left side, can very easily just reload in and find a kill.
These are some deep wards for sure.
They're
gonna find it.
He's still just chilling here.
If they had relocated, this would be a dead puck. I'm sure of it, but it's down for another 60 seconds. And Pilot-Eye definitely does not have enough damage on his own. Oh no, he's fine. I'm sure he's fine.
Did he get orbs?
They didn't. Yeah, the orb hit him. The Witch Doctor was not close enough. It wouldn't have mattered.
Okay.
I got a little scared for Pi, but he's.
All right. Well, Blink is finally up for Puck. Can they make a play? Can they make a move? That's the big universe.
Yoakum is in.
Chop chop.
They're gonna tether in the spirits. Not nighttime. Oh. Okay. All right.
Well, all that bonus health from the Spirit Vessel saved him. A little bit sad that he had to use his last charge, though.
Yeah, he's the one charge left.
I don't think he had to either. He probably could have just. Ran it off.
Haste.
St. Lucas picks up a haste rune, which Pilot-Eye will spot. Back up and away. The one thing you talked about a little bit that I want to press on further is Gyrocopter is actually top of the net worth right now. Dream of Cell has what seems to be he's already got a Dragonlance, working on a BKB now. So that's where they need the damage from, right? They need this Gyrocopter to do a lot of this damage to get things going for Boom.Id. Really the one way they can start doing some work in this game. But again, it gets harder once this Radiance comes out for Envy, which is flying as we speak to his bear. Meanwhile, St. Lucas almost gets caught by Pilot-Eye, but he blinks away just in time. So
I don't really understand the point of the Dragonlance on Gyrocopter.
Yeah. Maybe tankiness? I don't know.
It helps him with the positioning a little bit, but if he a Yasha farms faster, it's an odd one. I don't think there's really much value to a pike this game. It is just a kind of a strange item. I guess he's maybe thinking that he needs to hang a little bit further back, but then there isn't really anybody to frontline for him, unfortunately. So I think in a real fight situation, he's just going to be in the front. Though I also don't know if there's an item that necessarily saves him. Should he have bought a Lincoln's? Probably not. He needs to do damage. Got a BKB up now on him as well.
This is a big timing. They're going to try to take this fight 4 versus, I think, 3.
There is a reload available. They can bring him in.
Reload kit is available. They've got Pilot-Eye. He's dead instantly, immediately. Envy might be next. They need to be careful. War will come out onto Puck, though. No damage really being done, but Universe is doing plenty. They should get the skill here in a moment. They will Dream Coil, but he will die for it. BKB prop for Dream of Cell, and the Bear's trying to entangle him. Bear was stunned up. They're going to use the Death Ward now, Abed. They relocate him out. And just like that, everybody is away from Fnatic. Yeah, they lose Pilot-Eye, but they get 2 kills out of it. So, and they're pushing top in the meantime. So they're going to get a tier 2 out of this. That was a pretty great fight from Fnatic, all things considered.
I mean, given that was a 10-second BKB charge used, and they only lost Pi, it was a very nice Savage Roar from Envy. He pushed the Gyrocopter back out of the call down, prevented him from pushing forward, and prevented them from getting the pincer that they were looking for. I also think Fnatic probably could have left Abed there and still continued fighting, but it still worked out fine to reload out and actually just get the tier 2 in the end. And as we're seeing, OD is huge. Plus he's got 40 stolen int already and a Sanity's Eclipse ready to drop. So Fnatic could even be looking for a fight right now, though.
They're just going into road.
Instead, I mean, this is the timing that I said earlier, right? It's get the Solar Crest, take the Roche, get your Radiance, put your Aegis on your godly OD, and go win the game.
And Boom don't seem to be the wiser, even if they were a little too late. A 10k lead, they'll smoke immediately out of it. The Radiance was on, and Envy's just going to attack out of the smoke. So if you were paying attention to your Boom.Id, you know this is happening. They don't seem to be moving back towards their base. They're moving deeper into the enemy jungle, which Universe is going to find and kill someone, it looks like. They drop a sentry. Hunter of the Night almost gets him out of trouble, but he's going to come back down to Earth. Gets forced up, actually. Nicely done by St. Lucas. They're going to go with the Burrow Strike, the Death Ward Abed. Balanced up. They have the overcharge to work with. Now the Spirit Vessel dropped down. Abed still has the Aegis. so he's completely fine. Now Dream Cell coming in. A lot of damage being done. Black Cannon, they've got one. Highlight Eye might be the next Burrow Strike. That'll be on the Universe. He's caught out. The cast is coming. Dream Cell gets a double kill. Universe is going to fall. It's 3. It's a triple kill for this Gyrocopter. Very good fight for Boom.Id. Finally, the first fight of the game that goes their way, and they do a great job of it too.
Yeah, they got the they got the nighttime crippling fear off on Abed, and just he couldn't do anything at that point. He's tanky, but once he's silenced, he's pretty much completely removed from the game. They Universe mismicroed a tiny bit. He got a Centaur off of the Call of the Wild summon, and I think could have immediately used it to... I don't know if it maybe got stunned by the cask or something, but didn't continue the follow-up stun onto the Night Stalker.
Highlight Eye, TP's in, about to die. 2 auto attacks. He gets the Hex
maybe
off,
not.
though. And even the Tangle, maybe the finger will come out. Abed is in, fighting Dream Cell. Dream Cell out of mana. Abed going to work. He's going to Astral himself and stay alive for now. Now they're going to relocate in. They will take down Pilot Eye finally. DJ trying to find something. Keski's going to go for the TP. The Bear's still chasing. Dream Cell might get spotted. It looks like he might make it out. And the Spirit Bear... Oh
my god, his TP. He doesn't have the mana. He doesn't have the mana.
Roar comes out onto Yokum. Axe is coming in. Got the Solar Crest up.
He's good.
The Bear's still chasing. I'm a little confused. I don't know why there's 2-handed Midas on this Spirit Bear. Astral, not even needed. Abed comes in and gets the auto attack off. Do you see this? Is that a bug? Am I crazy?
No, maybe Envy just bought double Midas.
All right.
I mean, I don't know why, but
Dire's bottom tower
there you go.
is under attack.
Well,
that bottom tower you bad.
that's all I have to say about that, I guess.
all right. Well, things are back on track for Fnatic. They flubbed that bottom pick off super hard. Universe, I think, maybe thought that more people were behind him, or the paralyzing cask also messed them up.
Envy was in deep, and he is dead. Down for 60 seconds now, so a little too aggressive. Abed might get run at too. Does have Aegis. He's going to force himself away. Burrow Strike misses, and now that means come in and start auto-attacking. He is, by the way, building a BKB. You talked about the crippling fear in that last fight against Abed, and it's not going to be an issue anymore. He's going to have BKB up, and what do you do about that?
Yeah, now once he has BKB, Boom literally do nothing against him. Like, the Gyrocopter can hit him with a few flak charges, and that's about it. So, I think at that point, in theory, I think the game is like already over, but Fnatic are just kind of doing some weird stuff, not really playing together. I don't even know if Boom are necessarily splitting the map that hard. It seems like Fnatic are pretty successfully getting all these lanes pushed in. And they should really just be able to like send the Spirit Bear to one lane. It just burns it out. Everybody else can go to one other lane, and then they can just push.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Envy's back up. Did have to resummon his bear, unfortunately, so if it dies again, that could be a little bit concerning.
Okay, he is. Yeah, he's gonna have an axe pretty soon too, which is gonna make things a lot easier for Fnatic in terms of split push. And
I guess
it becomes impossible to deal with.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe like Fnatic's read isn't that they can't. Maybe they feel like they can't 5-on-5 straight up at the moment. Like I think. Maybe they're thinking that the Boom teamfight is just that much better with the AoE disables. Because to my mind, I feel like Envy could just get like a pipe and then his whole team is unkillable pretty much. And they can just 5-man and win the game. But he's going for this Aghanim Scepter as if they need to kind of have a more ratty angle on things.
They're doing a lot of strange things. I'm not even still sure that this is a real double Midas. I'm not sure this is like a bug or something. I can't even figure it out. I've been looking at the bear for the past like 5 minutes trying to figure out what the hell's... I can't, so... I'm not going to try to explain.
I mean, you could just all chat like, yo, Envy, do you have 2 Midases?
I don't think Envy would like that very much.
Yeah, probably not. I would guess probably not.
All right. DJ and Universe, they're going to stay together. They've picked up... he's working on what seems an Orchid. In fact, a Bloodthorn for DJ. Reeves working on a Swimmer Cape. Highlight Eye is trying to find Yokum. They're going to set up for gank. This is what we talked about in the draft. You have the line, just get an Earth Spike in. You find an easy kill with Roar coming in with Beastmaster. They're going to try to turn this. Guardian Priest will come in. FBZ's trying to fight this. He needs to be careful, actually. The call down coming in. Pilot Eye, he will get out, but I don't think Universe is going to be so lucky. Dream himself comes through. Oh, the relocate back, and Universe lives with about... He must have had like 25 to 50 HP or something when they relocated him. That is insane. DJ timing was... His timing was just there at the right moments, though. Very close, but no cigar there for Boom.Id.
Yeah, that's actually really rough. Called unused now. Abed kind of out by himself on the mid lane. Doesn't have the Aegis anymore. But does have his BKB up.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Hexman too. Envy will take down the tier 2. FBZ. Blue's Orb was used, but he's going to blink himself back behind the tower. Envy will start pushing up to the high ground here with the tier 3. Going to get assaulted by the Spirit at least a little bit. His Axe is done when he wants it. He can buy the Staff of Wizardry right now. In the meantime, Pilot continues to deal with the top lane, try to keep this wave pushed out. They will lose their tier 1 tower in the meantime. And Dream itself continues to be the top net worth hero in this game. Him and Abe kind of switching back and forth, but now working on a Scotty after picking up a Butterfly. And looks like he's going to try to get a Daedalus afterwards, after that Scotty.
The Butterfly is really, really nice for him. His damage is actually quite high at this point. A little bit of harassment out of mid lane, but Abed's going to be fine. Did opt for the 20 strength talent as well, so with strength treads he has over 3k HP, makes him very difficult to deal with.
Yeah, I don't know how you kill him.
Yeah,
other than just chain stunning him.
Certainly not easy.
Universal Shadow Blade. He's under a sentry though. He might actually be in trouble. Roar comes out. He's gonna pop the BKB though, and that's pretty much all the damage gone. Death Ward will do something. All right, that Sanity's just blew everybody up, and Kescute's gonna die as well. So that's 2 dead. Universe will try to find more, but immediately they all rotate in. Fnatic were there with the relocate with a couple of TPs, and they will find themselves a couple of big kills that'll lead maybe into
easy.
Yeah. Exactly. All right, well, the tier 2 tower, last outer tower. Again, Envy has an Aghanim Scepter. He's already split pushing. They're going to Dream Coil the Bear. It's pretty tanky. They might be able to kill it. They're going to IO Tether, and they're trying to find DJ. The Bear is going to start burning St. Lucas down with a Radiance. St. Lucas is going to Sandstorm. Do they have detection on DJ? It looks like they do not. First strike up. St. Lucas is going to try to juke. Good Halberd coming in, but they have the Astral to set him up. Another Burrow should be ready here in a moment. Savage Roar comes out at the perfect time, though, and this would be a nice, great kill coming in. And I don't even need Envy there. They just have the Bear tethered both to DJ, and it's more than enough. Abed blinks in. He's going to Astral aggressively. There's still no Gyro for Ken. He does have a buyback. Obviously doesn't want to use it. They're going to lose another hero. That is going to be the Night Stalker down 50 seconds. They have to glyph at this point, but with no Sand King for 58, with no Night Stalker 44, this is going to be a very difficult defense, especially against a Beastmaster Lone Druid. Dreamacell will pop the BKB. The Roar comes out, though. The Bear's going to start doing some work. In the meantime, they kill here on the back line. Just FBZ on the puck. DJ getting a little low, but Dreamacell now out of his BKB timing. Abed needs to be a little careful. He does have his own BKB. He will pop it. Kescute's going to get free shot. Dreamacell now needs to run, taking 1 million damage from these Arcane Orbs, but the Butterfly will keep him alive, along with his fast movement speed. But they will still lose the racks in the bottom lane, and Fnatic are 1 step closer to taking this first.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I said Fnatic win in under 30. Looks like maybe a little bit off on that, but I still think the Boom.Id draft is just a little bit... I think the big thing is... Ooh, nice stun. Pilot. And now the cavalry's arrived.
Yeah, run. Everybody get out. And Dreamacell, Butterfly
Miss.
Yeah. Don't worry about you when you're playing OD. Don't really want to have to build MKB or any sort of first strike, but he's got to exit.
I think my problem partially with the Boom.Id draft is that it just doesn't really... They didn't really commit to anything. Like, Gyrocopter is safe, but I don't think he's particularly good this game against what Fnatic are bringing to the table. Sure, he's maybe a little bit better on the Dire side than he is over on the Radiant, but I don't think that's enough incentive to grab him like this. And then even beyond that, the puck pick has just turned out to do very little. He got obliterated in lane. I mean, Pi was up in his face a little bit, so that was part of it, but I think the puck is always going to do not so amazingly against the OD. Actually, I don't know, maybe I'm talking out of my ass there. I don't know that much about that matchup, but
I mean,
puck
one
struggle
thing you could
for
say,
sure.
Though, it's Abed.
Yeah, that's the other
right?
thing. It's tough.
going to try to make it go into Universe. Immediate counter hex. Universe has a BKB. He will pop it. The roar will come out. The cast will bounce through. Does nothing. The Universe obviously still taking a lot of damage though from Dream Cell. The pop the dust. The Golden Cape comes in, but Universe is pretty speedy. It is daytime, mind you. There is no darkness for 48 seconds. BKB pop from Dream Cell. So Pilot I tried finding a blink initiation and FBZ. Not a great time to detect, but luckily nobody's dead or
auto pause. I think Pi is actually alive. BKB wears out in like not even 2 seconds. That's actually that's a 5-second BKB, so it's like 1 second left. So he gets the hex off. There's a Sanities. Yeah, I think Fnatic are gonna turn this. Meanwhile, Envy's Envy's nowhere to be found. His bear is farming creeps, and he's all the way over at mid lane.
I mean, I'm sure it's fine. They'll just I think they were pinging, man. I think that was their pings. They were pinging the towers.
Yeah.
Like, guys, I got this. Don't worry. Let me push this building. Fine. FBZ reconnected, disconnected again, so having some issues clearly. Probably related, not PC related or anything. We'll see. 33 minutes, like you said. Thought this might have been a bit quicker for them given the draft, and it so far has looked pretty damn convincing. They've maybe lost 1 or 2 fights. Dream Cell has really been the big issue. He's the biggest hero on the enemy team. He does a lot of damage. Not enough, though, to carry this game, more than likely. Maybe he gets a rapier or something. Not going to be easy. He might just die right now. Like, you turned down by... Go down the drain.
Yeah, unless... Oh, I think even if Pi is already dead, let's like just remove Pi from the equation. I feel like they might get turned around on, but they can also quite easily. They might also just lose nobody. And DJ does appear to be TPing out. Where's he actually going?
He's got relocate.
Yeah, I don't know what his plan is. He's TPing to go and grab the bear.
The bear,
right? Yeah, right. So he's gonna reload the bear. Yeah, they're just gonna keep him busy. He'll relocate them into the bear. Just still go take another lane. They'll reload them top because it's exposed already.
Yeah.
Or he could just reload it to this fight and they could win the fight. But I think they might also win they might also win the fight without
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is, the universe is kind of low, so it's going to have to be Abed versus the rest of them for the most part.
Yeah. Oh, well, we'll see. All right.
We're going to find out right now.
Out. Hex him. Just stun him.
Here's like the Aether Lens coming in.
BKB.
Good burst from St. Lucas. Abed doesn't BKB. Now he does. Death Ward will come out. He's going to get Astral immediately. They've got the Hex. That'll be under the plug. The plug is dead. 50%. Now they're going to find Kispute as well. They did reload the bear, by the way. Rax is going to get dropped. Vanities was used as well. Abed's killed. Dream Cell. He's going to look for more on top of it. Epicenter going. They'll try to fly in Universe. Big kill for St. Lucas, but the damage is already done, really. They've already forced the buyback under Dream Cell. He's actually he has to buy back just to defend the tier 2 tower in the mid lane. They've lost 2 sets of racks now, and a buyback force for the gyrocopter is not a good sign. So Fnatic are pretty much 1 fight away from winning. In fact, they almost get another kill in the top lane under the Sand King. Abed gets there just a half second too late. This IO has the Heart of Trask. That's how you know things are going pretty damn well. So, yeah.
I posed the question, do they win the fight or do they take the lane of Rax? It turns out that the correct answer is both. So there you go. Fnatic. I mean, they're so far ahead. 32k net worth lead.
This is an insane number. Even if you were to get a rapier onto this gyrocopter plus whatever other damage items he needs, it's not going to be enough. There's just too much.
Yeah. No, it's
almost impossible at this point, I feel like.
Yeah, well, just to secure it, just for good measure, Fnatic into the Roshan pit. It is, Travis, we've answered your question. It has been 2 Midases this whole time. If you look at Envy right now, there's 1. I guess he's just been keeping them on the bear for the attack speed this whole time. Yeah. I don't know how that affects the cooldown for your main hero. I guess it probably...
He's been using it on his main hero and his bear or something. That's the only reason I could see him doing that.
Sometimes the timer was like half a second desynced.
Yeah.
That was like the only evidence that I had that it was actually 2 Midases.
That's what I thought too. I was like, okay, this is a half second desynced. It has to be 2. Because I thought it was a bug for like the longest time until I saw it.
All right. Fight on your shrine, Boom. Let's go.
Abid. Okay, well, he's got BKB and Aegis. I'm sure it's fine. They're already dropping down Dream himself pretty low. He has to pop his BKB. Now they'll turn their attention to other heroes. Universe is going to just fight him. They don't even have Roar. They don't even need it. Dream himself's BKB is gone. There's Roar. That is dieback, and that will be GG called. Boom.Id will lose game 1. Fnatic go up 1-0 in this best of 3. 1 game closer to playing against DFC in our next best.
Tremendous.
Not much else to say about this. I think we've said most of what we needed to say for the most part, Cameron, given the draft and all we talked about.
Darkness advances.
Radiant team ban.
Dire team pick. Radiant team pick.
Naga Siren.
All right, folks, welcome back into the DAC 2018 SEA qualifiers. We are with Boom.Id versus Fnatic. Game number 2. Fnatic dominated in the first game. I mean, they pretty much had the advantage throughout the entire game. The only real issue was dealing with 3 Missile and the Gyrocopter, and that came rather easily. And now we have another game to look forward to, though, as Boom.Id, they're down 0-1, trying to figure out a way to get back into the series. Fnatic trying to 2-0 and move on to play up against TNC, which will be our next series if they do. Of course, Boom.Id trying to get to that even series, though. So now, for the first time today, we will see a Naga Siren, as it's been banned every other game so far, I believe, base skip. And this hero is pretty interesting right now, I think.
Yeah, it just fits so well with the team fight meta, I think, is the biggest thing. It's a solid position 4. There's always that very slight threat, I suppose, of running it as a core hero, but in general, most teams are just running it as a 4. And it's both amazing at initiating and setting up your big teamfight ultimates, but also ridiculous at counter-initiating. And Boom here, I think, even deny picking somewhat with the Elder Titan and the Disruptor. I do think both of these heroes are actually quite good against Naga, in the sense that if the enemy team is using the sleep to disengage, you've got some really long-range ways to grab people back or cancel TPs or still interact with the team fight. So we'll see. I think they breathed a slight sigh of relief, you know, getting rid of the Wisp, and I think now that it's banned, they should be able to shake off that previous game a little bit, but it looks like Fnatic still have stuff up their sleeve. You know, Envy's been scheming for the last 2 weeks, coming up with new drafts.
Like the double Midas strategy. I'm sure that was a bit different, though. But still, the way you put it in between the game was that it felt like they were falling all over themselves trying to deal with the IO Beastmaster, and I thought that was a very apt way to put it, considering how they kind of got shredded in the early game just by Universe and DJ alone. And that'll happen with those 2 heroes, and we saw why it was so good for Liquid. One game they played it against LGD, so something to consider. They will take out the Beastmaster, though. That's not available anymore for Fnatic. They'll pick up the Keeper of the Light for themselves. And we'll see how things go. They have a lot of wave clear now all of a sudden, which makes things a bit harder here for Boom.Id. See what heroes they want to pick up for their core for Fnatic and for...
Yeah, I was thinking about it in between the games, and I think the Gyrocopter pick makes sense in the context of, like, Boom just wanting to have a tri-lane that can potentially kill the Beastmaster Wisp over and over and over again. And then they kind of made this decision to pivot and said, oh no, maybe we'll put the Sand King there and we'll have this aggro tri-lane, and then that didn't really work because of the last pick Lone Druid. So we'll see. Maybe this time around they can put something else together. Both teams have quite a lot of spam already. We got the Coddle on one side, along with the Naga, and then ET on the other. So this could end up being a slightly longer game. I'm interested to see how Fnatic choose to prioritize their Keeper of the Light. I mean, it could be like a DJ Coddle, kind of GH-esque, taking the most premium farm on the map and just building a strategy around rushing the Aghanim Scepter quickly, or they could be planning to use this in another way to just kind of enable something like an Abed Storm Spirit or something like that.
Yeah, pull some hero around the map. Try to find something that way. That is interesting. The Abed hero is going to be the real interesting point, because regardless of what all the other heroes do for Fnatic, I think if you just leave Abed alone and let him do his thing like he did in last game, there's a very good chance he just carries the game, which he pretty much did. You know, it's not like Universe and Envy stopped getting big, but, you know, there was a certain extent where Abed just started becoming this massive deal, this massive problem to deal with for Boom.Id. So He's probably the most interesting hero, or rather player, in terms of what hero I'm curious to see that he's on.
5 seconds
What he can
remaining.
accomplish in this particular game. Can he do it again, essentially? And is OD going to be the hero? Because, again, that was the hero you talked about. You think is pretty good. I wouldn't imagine, you know, that... I would imagine Fnatic, if they want to get it, they can. Boom.Id do.
Yeah, I think OD could be okay. It's maybe a little bit weird with the supports that Fnatic have so far. Boom, I mean, already running a little bit low on reserve time and now having to commit somewhat to a core. I don't know what they go for. Could just pick something like... I'm about to say like SF, but then I don't know if that's necessarily the way to go here. And instead, they're just going to grab a reasonable teamfight offlaner in the Sand King, though. I don't know if team fighting is like the way to go about this necessarily into the Naga, just because of that counter initiation factor, but maybe the reach of the ET and the disruptor that I was talking about is going to be enough to overcome that. I'm honestly not sure.
It's going to be interesting. I think I actually like the Sand, because one of the good heroes, one of the good players was St. Lucas on the Sand King last game. I mean, he had more farm than FBZ, which isn't, I guess, saying that much because it kind of crushed. But he had some really good burrow strikes. He had a blink force pretty early on into the game. He was the one finding the initiations, if they had any, against Fnatic. And I think going back to that well is not necessarily a bad thing. But I do agree that against these heroes, it could be difficult. Now there's a Mirana alongside all those heroes on Fnatic to deal with as well.
5 seconds remaining.
So the Mirana, I think, is interesting. I think it works pretty well with the two Fnatic supports. The net is a really good setup for Arrow, and she farms quite fast if you're just spamming Chakra Magic on Mirana. There have been builds in the past where, like, I even saw when at the height of the Soul Ring craze, people were going safe lane Mirana and then buying Soul Ring and using that to be able to spam Starstorm and Arrow to increase your farm rate. So that is something that the Keeper of the Light can kind of give to the Mirana. And Boom, more stall here as they do pick up the Tinker. It is okay with the ET. I mean, you can TP to the Spirit. I feel like they need somebody tanky to go and scout for them in the fights, though. They need somebody to be giving vision for all of the rest of their damage and whatnot to connect. So I don't know exactly what form that's going to end up taking, as Fnatic just grab pretty classic Tinker counter in the Nyx Assassin, probably going off lane this game, it looks like.
The Universe Nyx, potentially, would be interesting.
Yeah. 5 seconds remaining.
Meteor Hammer.
Dude, the new people, there's like plenty of Meteor Hammer believers out there now. There's like a cult of Meteor Hammer believers at this point, and I could see why. I think it's a lot better than it once was. I don't know. I'm still I'm skeptical about that item, Cameron. I'm not really sure about it yet.
I think one Meteor Hammer between the Naga or the Nyx Assassin, well, between the Naga and the Nyx Assassin this game would be pretty good, actually. Like, if you're worried about the ET and the Tinker just non-stop spamming and making it difficult for you to actually work on the high ground, that's where, you know, you can potentially start to break that down with the Meteor Hammer. And both of those heroes have really good setup for it. So
yeah,
I think it's pretty value.
Yeah, I could see it being picked up. I'm curious though. I want to see it. I remember it came out and that everybody was not into that item, but I want to see more of the Meteor Hammer.
Yeah, it was so bad at first. It was.
Yep. But Lifestealer coming in for Fnatic, which is typical when you have a Nyx Assassin. It's a vehicle, a way to get the Lifestealer involved in these fights. You have the Vendetta, even Mirana to a certain extent as well, leaping in if you want that, but more so the Nyx Assassin. Lifestealer pretty strong against a lot of these heroes. I think this is a pretty good pick for Fnatic.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I also like it as a little bit of a deny pick here, because I think the Lifestealer could have done decently for Boom in terms of being that hero to go and sit in the fight, just kind of tank up, give vision for the rest of their heroes to do what they need to do. And instead, they're going to go for a Phantom Lancer, which, I mean, he can kind of fulfill the same role, but I think a little bit more slowly. And that is my overall problem with the Boom.Id lineup, is that they have... I don't feel like their lanes are very guaranteed at all. Like, Disruptor and ET don't bring that much to the laning stage. They can maybe run around and do a little bit of damage, but I think their kill potential is lacking until the disruptor, say, gets like level 6, which is not easy necessarily, and then all of their other cores are somewhat slow, or depending on like mid-game timings more than doing stuff in the early game.
Well, let me put it this way. You were very skeptical of the last lineup, especially the gyrocopter during the draft. Are you more skeptical of this lineup, or are you kind of similar, or do you think the last lineup was worse?
I like this lineup a little bit more. I think it has more of a plan. It has more scaling, so they aren't just gonna, they aren't gonna just get run down by the fact that they have a single core, and it has some more team fight, which I think is another. Well, actually, they had decent team fight in the previous game. It was more a scaling issue than anything else. But no, but I this lineup a little bit more.
They have some avenues to win this game. Some of these out of control things get
Prepare for battle.
Not quite, stop it. Fnatic moving in second game, and Boom.Id need a win here. They don't want to go down to the losers bracket, and winning a game against Fnatic, especially winning this entire series against Fnatic, would be absolutely outstanding for Boom.Id. I mean, the heavily favorite at this point. Fnatic already have one game, trying to get to TNC, trying to get to that winners bracket matchup. See what happens is they will smoke up immediately. DJ will lead the way. Going to drop a ward down potentially, and they might try to find a fight here, but see how they want to approach this. If they go through up the stairs, maybe Boom will be ready for this. FBZ, St. Lucas, Kescute. Smoke will break. DJ's going to run in. He's got the arrow. He's going to use it. And Kescute, he's going to pop the kinetic field. There's the arrow coming out, like you mentioned. The Illuminate. Good burrow might be enough to keep him alive. Maybe not. One more auto attack, and Envy will get the job done. And now, can they get more? Will they just sit here, try to steal the rune? In the meantime, the Asher will come through. Obviously,
he's going to get 1,000,000 damage.
Yeah, I mean, he's got
75.
Plus 75,
but
so he's got quite the staple gun, but I don't think they want to do anything. They're just going to back up. They're going to head bottom. Try to get the 2 runes down there. They might not get... They might only get 1. They might not even...
The battle?
I don't think Dream is...
None?
Are they going to get 0 runes? Yes, they're actually going to get no runes. That's pretty insane.
Oh, there you go. Was the first blood worth it? I guess not, because now Boom
Boom.Id
technically have the net worth lead. So there you go. Universe. Creep wave. Don't mind if I do.
Yeah, he just snagged that thing. See ya. Head back to my lane. A couple of wards placed down for Fnatic here towards the mid lane, and of course, top bounty rune spot rather. Mirana and Tinker going toe-to-toe with a couple of wards helping out. DJ only has Ensnare. They could still set up for another arrow and try to go and Kescute, but not the easiest, and they might not have enough damage to get a kill anyway, but see how this lane shapes up. This mid lane should be pretty interesting.
Yeah, these are weird supports to be, like, trying to interact on the mid lane with, but there you go. I guess there is actually a decent amount of threat with DJ here of, like, net into arrow on a weird angle or something like that, so do need to be a little bit careful, and they're just kind of sacking Envy, but yeah. I think this is a look that we might... It's not necessarily what we saw out of Fnatic in the previous game, but this is something that I think Envy is relatively comfortable with, being the one that's actually not getting too much priority for his team. And they can catch him back up just fine. If the Nyx Assassin gets levels, then they can just run Nyx bombs all day, so it's not a big deal.
Universe is notable for getting a lot of farm getting a lot of work done in the early stages especially, and they're doing that now with the supports. Envy has, like you mentioned in the last game, they had the Lone Druid with no helping him out. Abed gets really low. Thunderstrike should be fine. One more tick, 68 HP, he'll live, but he needs to salve being ferried out as we speak.
Thanks you.
And DJ even having a salve there, just so annoying. 7 armor on the Naga Siren, basically taking no damage from these right clicks off of the disruptor. More damage onto Envy's, doing his best to sustain up here. Actually getting punched down pretty hard by Jokum.
He might be dead. Open wounds coming out. The TP might be too little too late. He's gonna heal up. He's got a tango to use. Illuminate comes out, but it will be the kill going the way of St. Lucas and Jokum. Gonna take a creep wave and a couple of auto attacks from Pilot Eye. I don't think he gets either of these kills, sadly, though. DJ runs in with a haste rune. Maybe he will. They're going to pop the stomp and won't hit. Jokum get a hit up with the Riptide along with an auto attack, and so they do get the kill with DJ just getting a fortuitous haste rune coming in at the top rune spot.
Yeah, that's the old 2-minute haste rune. Just getting...
Full rune.
Yeah, it's... Always feels a little bit nonsense, but it's just the 1 kill. Not a huge deal. Mid lane, Tinker still struggling pretty hard in terms of CS, and now he's gonna get arrowed.
Riptide, they just need 2 auto attacks, and they'll have those from Abed. And that's what happens. You leave immediately with your support, and all of a sudden you just get snared and narrowed. If Swift is there, maybe things go differently, but nice play from DJ, being involved in this. He also goes to the 2 points in snare as well, just to get the extra second duration so that you get the arrow off a little bit easier for Abed. Yeah, just to guarantee it. I mean, especially with Tinker standing near creeps, Abed's often going to have to like leap sideways and then throw out the arrow. So nice, very minor adjustment from DJ. Abed, I mean, taking some harassment here, but giving as good as he's getting, and Tinker only 6 CS to his name at the moment, which is kind of scary given that during his mid game, especially before he picks up the Blink Dagger, he's going to be harried by the Nyx Assassin. Nyx Assassin, yeah. Deeper the light though, Pylai getting caught, stomped, hits nicely. Love auto attack, Pylai will fall to this. Yokum getting the board again, getting another kill, getting an assist 1-1-1. So they're putting a lot of pressure in this top lane, but the farm is still going pretty well for Fnatic, all things considered. The one issue for Fnatic is dealing with Dreamacell, and again, this was the problem in the last game, dealing with the Gyrocopter. Now you've got to deal with the PL, and doing pretty well so far. Yeah, he's finding good farm. We haven't seen exactly what the build is going to be just yet, whether or not he is considering the Battle Fury. I mean, it's a slight option, but if he's worried that his Tinker is not doing so well, then he might feel that he needs to be able to fight along with this Sand King in the mid-game. Oh, man. Abed walks up and he deals with the raindrop by Starstorming, but I don't know if he's enough damage now that he's using Starstorm. He's going to have to leap away. He will. Lasers, heat-seeking missiles, the Astral coming in. They have a stomp available. Can't get it off in time. FBZ will salve him in the meantime. Very good raindrops, and DJ actually might die here. He doesn't snare Yokum. He's got 3 wand charges, 3 stick charges, but Yokum's got to run for this. He's got an Astral, and it looks like arrow does hit onto FBZ again. Already down to 3 raindrops. Pretty interesting stuff. Psychological damage. just keep landing every arrow. I mean, they already worked him pretty hard. Like Abed worked him pretty hard last game as the puck. So. Oh yeah. He pretty much destroyed him. But this game feels a little bit closer. I mean, he's still down 10 CS, and he's died already. So. Let's see. They can't keep pressuring. Dreamacell now getting kind of run at by Pylai, so they're leaving Envy up alone again, top lane. He actually has more CS than St. DeLucas, surprisingly enough. But again, he has died once. We'll have spreads now, keep him even more tanky. Dreamacell, I think, got impaled. He's a little bit low on mana. He's enough for a doppelganger. FBZ, not again.
You had no place here.
It's just that easy. It's snare into arrow. Yep. Is now 2 raindrops.
Missing top.
Not great.
They've also got the potential like sleep arrow set up later on, something that we haven't seen necessarily a whole lot recently because Mirana hasn't been very popular, but could be something to look out for. And yeah, like you were just saying, Envy's actually doing really well up at this top lane. Definitely a hero that can actually kind of have a tolerable 1v1 against Sand King. It's still not ideal, but at least you've got plenty of sustain coming in from the feast. And now Dreamacell's really getting run at bottom. He's getting illuminated. The universe constantly spamming him with the impale and the mana burn, so starting to get a little bit difficult for Boom.Id at this point. They're still hanging in there. There's a slight lead for Fnatic, but nothing too significant. Yeah, this is the problem with their supports. Their supports are just susceptible to getting, like, to having their lanes bullied because they don't really bring kill potential, right? They can harass, they can burn a little bit of your regen, but in terms of actually finding kills, not so easy. Oh my god. Yokum's still dead. They didn't even hit the arrow, and he still gets killed. Abed had an Arcane Rune. He's level 3 Starstorm, which does a ton of damage to Yokum, and that is a pretty easy kill. And he's going to keep wasting these raindrops. In fact, that was the last one for FBZ. They maybe could try to kill Abed. He's got no mana. They have no glimpse, sadly, for Destructor, so just kidding. Another arrow's about to fly out. It will hit onto FBZ. They don't have enough mana for a Starstorm. It's going to be close. One more auto attack. They need to stomp. They will get it. Abed leaps away. They might lose DJ. Kinetic Field comes out. He's going to stick up. He's going to go for the TP. No, man. Come on. That's depressing. This mid lane is great for Fnatic. Fnatic looking good, but poor Boom.Id are just getting... They're just getting their ankles broken. Yeah.
And it's not going to get any easier.
Abed leaps in. He wants Jokun. All right. Snipe him randomly with the arrow. Why not? Come on, let's go.
He is very farmed again. Abed, like I said in the draft, I was very interested to see what hero he played in game 2 and how well he played, and he is not disappointing on this Naga. Of course, a lot of the help is coming in from DJ, but that's to be expected. He is having a heck of a game right now. 2K net worth lead. Envy is somehow second in net worth despite having a lot of pressure applied to him early on in the game and him dying once. They have the top 3 in net worth now, as the Nyx is actually 3rd. And Phantom Lancer has been run at for the past, like, 2 minutes, so... In fact, he continues to get run at by Universe, who's now level 6, by the way, so Vendetta is a possibility for this Fnatic team. And he is, in fact, going for the Meteor Hammer, by the way. Just thought I'd throw that out there.
Yep. This is the, this is the build that EG were doing all the time. They're picking Nyx, they're buying Meteor Hammer, they really seem to believe in it. So, there you go. Universe following in those footsteps a little bit. Oh. Oof. Okay, they missed the stun.
They get that impaled, maybe things could...
Dreamicel's keen. Look at this.
Yeah, he wants this kill. Spirit Lance comes out. He needs one more, but the impale comes in at the perfect time. Universe still has his Vendetta available, but Dreamicel is kind of out of there. Got level 4 Phantom Rush, which makes it a lot easier for him to get in and out.
Yeah, it's a really nice ability for farming as well. Once he moves into the jungle, we'll definitely start to see the impact of that. He's dropping really low here, though. Dreamicel trying to outplay him, actually juking him with the illusion. Universe does have a spiked carapace, so he's not really in too much trouble. But actually, as I say that,
he is. Yeah, Dreamicel gets the Spirit Lance off. Really good jukes, actually. Controlling the illusions. Universe kind of gets outplayed a little bit there and gets dropped down. So nice stuff. They needed that kill for Dreamicel. He was kind of getting low, but DJ runs in. He actually breaks the smoke from Kescute and St. Lucas. Even Yokum is here. DJ has Song of the Siren, so if you just want to pop that and get out, he could, but they don't even need to because the Astral, even if it hits, they're not really set up to fight.
Disruptor's sad that he only has 1 point in Glimpse at the moment. He went for Thunderstrike to try and have some slightly more reliable laning impact, and not really working out. Alright, they're going to give these stacks kind of to the Sand King. They didn't stack either of those camps again, but he is going to have his Blink Dagger before too long.
Yeah.
They desperately need somebody on the team to start moving around and setting things up, since they are getting kind of just out-farmed in the neutral game, right? Neither team is really making too many aggressive moves. Fnatic are applying pressure, but not, it's not a ridiculous number of kills. I think they're just kind of getting more across the map.
They're really shutting down this Thinker. They need to make space for FBZ at the point. The best way to do that is going to be this Dagger, and he's close. He's about 1 or 2 more camps to work with, and then he'll have it. But for now, he's going to have to head elsewhere. Envy working on an armlet at this point.
Yeah, pretty standard Lifestealer build. Has gone for the slightly tankier option in the Power Treads, which I like. Just make him a little bit more difficult to deal with. Same kind of idea as the Lone Druid in the previous game, where you just want to be a hero where if the enemy team does come to gank you, it just takes a big commitment, right?
Envy, they've got the Epicenter, they've got the Static Storm. This could be a big kill. The Stomp comes out as well. Envy's going to fall here. Moonlight Shadow's not going to be fast enough, and even if it was, he would still die, more than likely. But that is a big kill. That is Epicenter. No Blink Dagger. He's actually got enough money now, so he does that without a Blink. They smoke up, and they find a pretty big kill, getting Envy down. And they're going to start pressuring this Tier 1 tower in the meantime because of it.
Yeah, that was really nice. And they do need these rotations to keep connecting because the Phantom Lancer is going Battle Fury. So he has kind of traded away his mid-game power spike for a more reliable and smoother late game and stronger late game, but that means that he's not going to be fighting as much.
They glimpse him back. He's going to infest in. He doesn't rage. So Envy TPs and unfortunately wastes a lot of time. And now DJ's here alone, actually. They might be able to dive this. He does have a song, but he's not going to use it. They'll have the Nyx come in. St. Lucas can buy his Blink Dagger from the side shop and get out. Yokum also kind of in the tree line, but he's fine. That was a nice little set of plays there from Boom.Id. They get the tower kill. They glimpse Envy back to stop them from farming. And they are able to get out together as a team. Pretty big stuff there from Boom.Id.
Yeah, nicely done. And nope. Universe is on the prowl. Just dodges the edge of this sentry. Oh no, looks like they may have actually spotted him for a second.
I think so.
Yo, Green,
so they're going to sit in sort of under the tower. They're going to send back FBZ under the tier 2 so they can survive. Getting close to bots, so game Oh, they found DJ. Red Splitter comes out. He's got the song. He's going to get it off in time. No TP, though. He actually might die because of this. They don't have a burst strike mana, though. See, Astral was about to go, but DJ looks like he's 5.
Dreamcell gonna get his camp stolen by Paladai. Not very nice for him, but at least I think part of the reason that he wanted to go Battle Fury is he just wanted the Ring of Health really badly.
Static Storm. DJ, no song to work with. He's going to die to this. And now Universe needs to be careful, too. He's got Vendetta. He does have a Meteor Hammer. And Pale will miss. Arrow does hit onto Yoakum, though. Bums comes out. That'll be onto Abed. He gets the Starstorm off in time. Meteor Hammer was channeled. Gets canceled, though. And Universe does use it.
Oh, Pilot Eye caught out down bottom at the same time underneath the tier 1 tower.
89 open wounds. He might be able to live. The Phantom Rush, the range. Scream Cell gets the kill. In the
First
meantime,
strike in one.
try to chase down Saint Lucas. He has Infest if he wants to try to get the kill that way, but he's going to have to back up. There's the Burrow Strike. I don't think they have enough damage. Dreamcell, I'm not sure he can do this. Rage back up in 5. He has the Armlet to work with. He's got the Infest, but Dreamcell continues to pressure. So Pilot Eye will fall again.
And with that, Tinker just about to grab his BOTs, which is nice. That's all right. I mean, boom, they're doing it. We said that the Sand King had to make some plays and pick up the Blink Dagger, and it's been working out. The Nyx Assassin not too successful just yet. We'll see what Universe can get done.
Yeah, that's an important point. He's kind of rotated around, but he's either been too late to the party or he died to Dreamcell. And now Dreamcell is kind of becoming an issue because he's going to have a Battle Fury pretty soon. He's actually really close to the Demon Edge. He could also just buy his Shreds now, too. Dealing with this Phantom Lancer might become an issue later on down the road, especially with a Lifestealer.
Yeah, they don't necessarily have the best AoE for the EL, as alright. We got FBZ DCing again. Looks like he's got some issues.
He's got some definite issues. Lagging.
Yeah, that
Alright.
sucks.
Sounds about right. Some issues here and there, but I mean, so I gotta say, Boom.Id at this point in last game were, I would say, getting.
They were in disarray. Yeah, they were not looking good.
Whatever term you want to use, it wasn't a very good showing. This game, they've got a lot of room to work with. They have now a Tinker with bots. Gonna have a Soul Ring and a Blink pretty soon, hopefully. Dreamcell is working on his Battle Fury, like we talked about. They're finding ganks. They're finding success with these ganks, whereas they weren't last game. And Universe, who had a pretty giant impact in the previous game on the Beastmaster, he's not found that much. He has 1 assist and 1 death. That is it for Universe right now. He does have a Meteor Hammer. He's working on a Blink Dagger, so things will probably get a lot better for him later in the game. But we'll see what Fnatic can do. The big thing is also Abed. He's the one that's getting a ton of farm, and he's the one that is going to be tough to deal with if you're Boom.Id. He's going to have a Maelstrom pretty soon, which is going to be good against the PL. Abed is going to be the tough one to take down if you're...
I think the only problem is that this game he's a Mirana instead of OD. So the scaling potential is just not as high. He's gone for a bunch of these smaller items and is actually now even queuing up... Well,
Ags?
Yeah.
Interesting.
He hasn't even finished the Maelstrom just yet. But
no, he has a Mithril Hammer.
Yeah. Yeah, but I just think this is a game where they can catch and kill the Mirana. And her... Like, the hero just doesn't scale that well with net worth either. Just because you don't really, all of your spells, you got 2 nukes, and then a tiny steroid in Leap, and then Moonlight Shadow, which is also not really impacting your damage output in fights. So I worry a little bit that this game Fnatic might actually be on somewhat of a timer.
Yeah.
Which is scary against a Tinker ET kind of lineup. So we'll see what they can get done.
And not even, I keep talking about Dreamcell, but I'm not even, like, once this Tinker gets some items and, like, a Blink Dagger and he starts getting out of control, I don't know what they're really going to do.
Yeah, I'm just not even so convinced that, like, Nyx is even that much of a... It is certainly annoying for the Tinker to play against, but once you get to a certain point, like, is it even that much of a counter? You spend all your time in the trees.
It's not like a Spirit Breaker or a Clockwork in that sense. Like, who has vision or who can charge. Maybe not even Spirit Breaker, but I don't know.
Yeah, I still think Fnatic are going to be able to find him, but the other thing to mention is that they've got this Keeper of the Light, but he's not really. This isn't a GH Keeper of the Light. It's not being prioritized. They're not going to try and rush him an Aghanim Scepter or anything like that. So that's not really going to come into the equation. Though I do think Fnatic should have like fairly confident control over the next 10-15 minutes, let's say. But there's also big playmaking potential on the Boom side, where if they get like a 2-man Blink Burrow into Static Storm Kinetic Field getting dropped, into ET getting an Earth Splitter down, that easily kills, you know, 2 or 3 heroes on Fnatic. Oh man, he's playing at a net cafe, huh?
Cheap net cafe. That's unfortunate.
That's the SEA Dota grind.
Dude, I kind of wish we had more net cafes in America. We have like one every city, essentially.
I mean, everybody just has their own PCs and whatnot.
We have it pretty lucky in America in that regard. And but also, I guess net cafes wouldn't work unless you're in a big city. That's the only way it works, you know. And like even the big one that people always use in Seattle, GameFlux, is actually like 30 minutes away from Seattle. So even some of the big PC cafes here in America are pretty far away from the actual big locations that people come. So it's just a different thing, I guess. We're used to playing,
and then even
at home.
Even the net cafes that people that are in the US and like even Australia, they tend to be relatively expensive as well. That's the other thing in my experience, that it's just the economics end up working out a little bit differently. In SEA, you have
because they don't get as many people to come in.
Yeah,
like
exactly. So it's tough. Meanwhile, in SEA, they know that they can fill all the seats pretty much nonstop, so can afford to charge a little bit less. But
yeah,
there you go.
And you can like smoke inside those things too, can't you? Don't people just like? I guess it depends on the country you're in, but I've seen net cafes where people are smoking nonstop in it.
Yeah, I think that's
something that would never happen in America anymore.
True. Yeah.
America's like not into that. Let me tell you.
Yeah, not in Australia either. That's for sure.
Not even allowed to smoke in restaurants really anymore in a lot of the American states, though.
Where we at?
Anyway, hopefully he gets back.
Yeah, hopefully. Where are we at on vaping indoors? I think that's also some places are starting to ban that as well.
Yeah, I think so. Personally, I don't have an issue with it. I'm completely fine. You could vape in my face, and I don't really care. I think it actually smells good and good aroma. But there are people out there that are like, if you vape anywhere near me, I will fucking lose. There are people like that, which I understand. I get it. I think it's fine personally. That's the whole point of vaping, right? Is to not bother other people, not to hurt yourself too much, not to hurt other people. You know, with smoking, and I think vaping is. Yeah. If you vape, I'm totally fine with you vaping indoors. I have no issues with that whatsoever.
I mean, there's always going to be the people that are probably trying to push it a little bit too far, right? Blowing big clouds in a restaurant or something.
That's the one complaint I hear a lot of the time is when people are like just blowing these huge vape clouds indoors, and you're like, okay, well that's maybe a little too much. That's when you're taking it too far, perhaps. I don't know. But I have no personal issue with vaping. But times are weird, dude. 2018. 2018 is a strange year, let me tell you.
It's the current year, Travis.
It is indeed the current year. Strange times, my friend.
I'm gonna blow your mind. It's always the current year. There you go.
That's unbelievable. You've blown my mind indeed. So in terms of what we're looking at for the rest of this tournament, for the rest of this qualifier, we have
yes.
Regeneration.
All right, we're back. We're in.
We made it.
We're going. Nyx Assassin's on the prowl. He's trying to get this stun on the spirit. He doesn't get it. Dreamacell TP's out.
He walked right through a sentry, so yeah.
Oh, true.
Very good TP. Joachim still. Oh, he Riptide as Joachim was walking back behind the tower. He could have gotten killed there. But now the Tinker is in. He's bots. He's going to just march the wave, and this is where things get a little rough for Fnatic. See if they can't find...
I've been just sitting on this hill. Might get punished for it.
Static Storm, good impale though. Abed's still in trouble. Might get caught out and killed here. The Meteor Hammer's going to come down, keeps him alive for now. They comes back in. Starstorm, he's got to leap away. He will survive, and St. Luca is about to get arrowed. He avoids it, but he will still get auto attack down. It looks like one more auto attack. The leap from Abed. They want this kill. He leaps 3 times. The blink! Oh my God! St. Luca's actually survives and denies himself to Roshan. Abed used all 3 leaps, and he still couldn't get the kill. Oh, St. Luca's making some plays, let me tell you.
Bad angle on that last leap. I don't even know if it gained him a significant amount of health, but he dropped his drum to use his wand in the Static Storm.
That is impressive. Oh,
glimpse back.
Dong, but he gets glimpsed away. Dreamacell still might get hit up. In fact, he will. Do they know this is the real one? I think they do. The arrow coming in, not timed well. The ensnare comes out a little bit too late. Now they're under the tier 1. The impale, it actually misses somehow.
Man, what is...
And Universe is going to have to back himself away. It was from the low ground. It would have been hype if it hit, but now Universe is going to get caught and potentially killed. He's got Spike Carapace. They might try to turn this. Universe getting chased down. There's the Spike Carapace. They still have the Stomp available. Burrow Strike coming in, and Universe will get dropped down. And a couple of whiffed engagements, a couple of missed kills coming in from Fnatic are going to start costing them here, as now Dreamacell is fighting back and forth with Abed for the top net worth spot.
Yeah, this is very not good. Like, they've only taken 1 tower in 60 minutes against the Tinker. Have not been connecting their teamfight combos all that well. And I think their lineup definitely just gets outscaled here. Like, the Mirana probably just goes, maybe even just Maelstrom BKB, and then they just have to hope that they can, like, win a fight, get an Aegis with the Deso, and go from there, because PL is just getting big. And he's getting big really fast.
We just saw it too. He just blew up Highlight Eye. Starting to become a very big issue. Universe has been dead. He sees Dreamacell, but there's nobody up here. This is not like the last game where they had a relocate ready to go. They have to deal with mid. There's a Static Storm coming out. Envy's dead. And Sarah comes in from DJ too late. He doesn't have Song. He's about to get stomped up. He will avoid it narrowly. He's got some launch charges, but this is still bad. Burrow Strike comes in. DJ will fall. A double kill for Joachim, and Boom.Id starting to take over this game. 3 dead for Fnatic. Now just down a little bit in net worth. And they will lose St. Luca's elsewhere. Universe is still looking top. Abed was able to get that kill. I think he hit an arrow, I'm pretty sure. Gonna try to TP to the shrine. They've got the Meteor Hammer, but Dreamacell Doppelganger's at the right time. He'll go for the TP. The arrow, it hits an illusion. It was gonna be very close anyways. Dreamacell is able to survive yet again.
Yeah, so the stun duration is longer than the channel duration, but because of the landing time, looks like PL can just always get the Doppel off and not get hit. So
that's pretty depressing.
Yeah, they don't really have the lockdown for this PL. They don't have the clear or the lockdown. This PL pick is actually looking very, very scary this game. I don't know what.
Yeah, I mean, we're not even talking about a Tinker now, too. Farming away at this point. He's about to get a Blink Dagger. I mean, he had a pretty rough start, all things considered, for FPZ. You give a Tinker enough room, and you're sure to be able to get back into the game. Not to mention, there's still plenty of Tier 1 towers available for Boom.Id. And again, not that great of push for Fnatic. Plenty of wave clear for Boom.Id. Burrow Strike comes out, but he gets recalled as the Burrow hits. In the meantime, though, they're going to find a kill onto not the hero they wanted. It's the Disruptor. He does force out the Static Storm, but Universe might get caught and killed because of it. They're going to bots in. They're going to try to laser him down more than likely. This sleep duration is pretty insane. Universe will get heat-seeking missiles. Not enough to get the kill, but at least they get a kill. They got a Disruptor, so there's that.
Yeah, it's something. This PL is fighting way better at this point than I was anticipating with the Battle Fury. I guess it's just a big part of, like, the hero is just generally quite good this game. Fnatic don't have the tools to really do anything about him. And going on to Abed here.
Moonlight Shadow, though. His protection will drop the sentry. They're going to glimpse him back. He's going to leap out. Laser coming in. There's the Song. Abed just going to get away. Goes DJ. There's no way the Stomp gets there in time. In fact, he tries to get it, but not going to work. So Nice little pickup with the tier 1 tower. They are able to get out, but still very sketchy. Very sketchy situation. And I think Pile-I might be dead again. He does have a 4-staff. Okay, maybe not. That's what's blinding right now. He's going to recall somebody in, but Dreamcell's already run away. So this is the good news for Fnatic. They're able to pull heroes across the map like Abed and get a lot more farm that way than maybe you get regularly.
Universe, what can he find?
Tail and Vendetta comes up. There's the Meteor Hammer, the Ensnare, the Dust. St. Lucas will fall. Riptide, maybe not. Yeah, he burns down. Easy and best bomb. That was nice. Just comes over with
and be running over with the goal. I'm like, hey guys,
nice,
do you need me? No? Alright, I'm gonna go hit some more creeps.
This is a big smoke for Boom.Id in the top lane. They're going to find Pile-I. Abed needs to be careful. They're going to go up for a kinetic field. They actually miss it. Leap away. Glimpse comes back in. Pile-I, he'll be inside the static storm. Forces himself away. He might actually be able to survive this.
Everyone, go now.
They went for both kills and got neither. Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like Dreamcell maybe had the right idea. He was just trying to give vision over Abed so they could glimpse him back into a storm, but then I think they panicked a little bit running into Pi around the corner, so... Alright, there you go.
They still have a 2K lead. This game could easily swing back. I mean, like you mentioned, the late game is not fantastic for Fnatic. There are ways to deal with these heroes. There are ways to get back into this game. Let's see, I mean, they have some very highly skilled players. So if any team can do it, it's probably Fnatic. But it's not going to be easy. Universe is still kind of really yet to find any big targets other than St. Lucas. He's gotten like 2 kills and an assist. And it's been like 20 minutes, so... Not the best game for this Nyx Assassin for the Universe, but if they can't find somebody mid.
Yeah, I favor the Boom lineup at this point, but I think Fnatic, like you're saying, could still kind of play it out at this point. Like they could just still play their way out of this tough situation. It's only going to take 1 or 2 deaths on the Phantom Lancer for Fnatic to be able to kind of deal with them. And if they win a couple of fights, then they're going to get their Ags on the Caudal and might actually be able to start sieging this pretty hard with the Lifestealer. Just go up, take a couple of hits, heal everybody up, back off, wait for rage. It's not going to be fast, but they do have a way to eventually win this game, which is sometimes tough against Tinker ET. Sometimes you're winning super hard, but then you just can't actually close it out, and things get flipped back over on you.
I can see one more or the other, though. Regardless of who wins, this game could probably go for like 50 more or like 30 more.
Ooh, they want Abed up top.
They're probably going to get him as well. Abed's going to get caught and killed. Very big gank between Dreamcell and St. Lucas. Finally getting involved. Kill going their way, and Abed is dead for 50 seconds. And they're going to try to turn this into a tier 2 tower push. In the meantime, DJ and Pile-I pushing bottom, Envy pushing in mid with a couple of heroes, but again, with a tanker spam, it's pretty easy to do.
Yo, green dudes, something bad is happening.
How was Sankey not going for 4-staff?
Bad dude's top tower gone.
I'm shocked, honestly.
Crimson Guard.
I do not think Crimson is
Dyer's top tower is under
the item.
Bad dude's top is all nasty and brokey.
Anyway.
Losing Abed, lose the tier 2 tower. Universe still on the hunt with this Vendetta. It's actually done now. They were pretty close to finding the Tinker, but he's out of there. Out of trouble. And Fnatic just kind of grasping at anything right now. They do have a ward that'll spot Yokum and say to walk out. Yokum now.
Boom.
Perfect target to get. But they know. I think they're trying to set up something bottom, and I think Boom.Id are baiting this, actually. They don't have a sentry, though. Or the tower will actually spot them. Universe points 73. They're going to find St. Lucas. There's the Bro coming out. Just the Spike Carapace coming in. Dust comes through. Good static storm on a Universe. The Song of the Siren, though. The Universe still taking a lot of damage. He's dead. They have to leave now. It looks like they're going to glimpse back Envy. He has no rage. He's going to get Bro struck, and he's dead as well. So 2 dead. Time to leave if you are Fnatic. You got to get out of here at this point. DJ trying to get away. Blinding Light coming through. Dreamcell trying to find any targets that he can. DJ will TP out successfully. Will they find more? Abed will be the target to get. They're going to try to chase him down. He's got leaps to work with. He's got another one. He will leave as St. Lucas goes for the Burrow Strike. Another laser heat-seeking missile combination. He will Shrine just to stay alive for now. He will at least... Very big fight again for Boom.Id.
That was so nice. They were like you said, they were baiting a little bit. I think they were just trying to bait their Tinker. They were probably anticipating that the way that was going to go is that like Tinker would TP in, and then the Naga was going to come down with the song running, and they would try and go on the Tinker, and they'd be able to.
Not that great, but they find a very big target in the Tinker, and maybe they turn this into Roche, with him being dead for 48.
Alright, well, I called it. Fnatic's, like, relative peak, and they're finding a lot around it. Yeah, they know that they can just kind of keep running. They've got the vision from the Keeper of the Light as well, so they got good catch. I don't know how Tinker got caught on mid. It looked to me like he just needed to, like, rearm again and blink away. They just kind of let Fnatic walk over to him. And
bottom tower is under
yeah, with that, I mean they head into Roche. We've seen some. Well, we saw Dude in earlier, but I think Fnatic should be able to get this one
it is daytime.
relatively cleanly.
They want to try to catch. They found the PL. This could be huge if they can set something up here. It's not going to be easy. The Glimpse comes back out though. They need an Impale to start things off. Dreamicell is so fast. He phantom rushes to Pile-I-Die. He'll doppelganger his way out. They've got the Burst Strike. That'll be under the DJ. Dreamicell is trying to run. It looks like he might be able to make it away. He's going to Manta. He'll try to juke a jive. They found Dreamicell. No, they checked the illusions. They've dropped down DJ, and now Pile-I-Die is getting run at by Dreamicell. There's no way to deal with this man. They need an Impale. They will finally find it. Pile-I-Die is still alive. They need this kill. The Moonlight Channel will come in the Illuminate. He'll still fall, though. Pile-I-Die getting dropped down. They just have no way of dealing with Dreamicell, no way of locking him down if they don't know which one is real, as you just saw. And just like that, they move into Roche, and they will probably take the Sages for them.
Oh, man. Well, that might be... This might be the beginning of the end for Fnatic. I mean, that last fight looked okay, but then PL sauntered in and just made them look pretty dumb, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, he got the sleep.
That was pretty bad.
Yeah.
I mean, they need some way of locking this guy down. They can't, like, the song and Impale timing is rough, as we saw. But I'm not sure what you could do other than that.
Yeah, they have no instant disables, really, other than, I mean, the problem was that there were 3 illusions there. If it's just the PL, then I'm sure that they'll just line up the arrow with the song, and they probably kill him. But that's the only thing that they really have. Everything else gives him the opportunity to, like, doppel away, which is...
Yeah.
It's just tough. And then as we saw, once he's out of there, he just phantom rushes to something or one of your heroes, and becomes very, very hard.
This is where they could have used the Disruptor instead of the Naga Coddle that they picked up. And, yeah.
Well, they got the Knight picked. They first picked the Naga, and then the Disruptor and the ET immediately both got grabbed. So
yeah,
I think very heads up.
Very smart drafting
from Boom.
for sure from Boom.Id. And they need this win. They need to get back into this game. And it's still not over. They only have a 2K lead. FBZ is going to get caught and killed, potentially. The rest of the team is coming, but they're not going to be there in time. And Universe, they need to get out. They're about to get caught. The Stomp will come in. There's the Burrow onto 2. The Static Storm on top of the Moonlight Shadow. It's not going to save them. They dust him up. They drop Universe. The Earth Splitter will drop Envy on top of it. So even when they get the Tinker, they will lose 2 heroes. Just a heads-up play from Boom. Immediately smoking. And they'll probably also be able to deny that, or rather get the ward down bottom. Probably a Tinker ward down there.
Dire's
But,
bottom tower is under attack.
not good.
No,
That bottom tower
this
is
feels
badly
kind of
attacked.
similar to the
Sway.
game that TNC lost, right? It was just a PL that they couldn't deal with. And also kind of happening to Fnatic. I mean, you asked me as well, I think in the draft of that game,
Dire's bottom
Travis was like, oh, how do you deal with a Phantom Lancer? And it turns out that it's really not an easy question to answer.
This hero seems pretty good right now.
Yeah.
He's doing a lot of work this game for Dreamcell. He is top of the net worth. Not surprisingly, though, because Dreamcell had a great game last game and what was a pretty much one-sided stomp. And his team finally gets some room to work with. He can certainly take over this game. He's an Aegis now. He's his Mantis style into Refusal. Once he gets the Scotty, I don't know how you actually kill him. They don't have very much damage to do it at this time. So.
No.
This 4K lead feels a lot more than 4K at the.
Yeah, just because there's that lingering question of like, how do they kill this Phantom Lancer? And you think about the impact the Disruptor has had this game with like no items, right?
Yeah.
He's got literally Tranquil Boots, a Bracer, and a Cloak, and he's been jamming 2 hero Kinetic Field Static Storms all game. I think you definitely see why people have been in such a teamfight centric meta. It's no surprise to see so much Disruptor picked.
They will find Tinker, but not in the spot that they wanted him to do. DJ now with no song needs to get out of here.
Oh man, this is totally harshing my mellow.
Think the Lucas under the tower. Universe is nearby. Blink and Pale is going to come through. They have the Lifestealer, but the Crimson Guard is popped, and St. Lucas is completely fine. He uses his wand charges, and he's back to full HP.
Dire's bottom tower
There's that. Scotty's now done. Abed is a DD room, but it's about to wear off.
Oh, EJ getting scouted here, maybe? No.
Oof. Just firing at some of these initiations as well. The one item I do like Fnatic getting is Universe with an Aghanim Scepter. That'll probably help with the illusions. And just high ground defense in general is going to be, it's probably one of the best items in that regard. So maybe that's a way to deal with it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe if everybody just gets 6 slotted on the Fnatic side and they build like a Battle Fury on the Lifestealer, then that's where the answer lies. Oh, they got that first
They got
stun.
the Meteor Hammer. Wow, he actually got it off in time. That's insane. He still has an Aegis. DJ's dead.
See ya.
That is unfortunate. And
See ya.
dead too. Illuminate coming in. Abed's gonna have to leap away.
He's going in.
That's coming from Universe. He's really in. He is an Aegis. I don't think he cares. Oh, he's really in there.
You want to lose all your...
Just
Just use all your leaps, dude. Use them all. Every single one. Back to the fountain.
At the very least. Dreamcell.
4v1.
He's got Aegis for another 8 seconds if they can wait it out. They're gonna... No, that's unfortunate. Literally like...
All right, arrow him.
1 second.
Abed, you gotta land this.
Oh, he got it! The Meteor Hammer's gonna come out. They're gonna get this kill. The Static Storm. Oh my god, he doppelgangered away in time. The Illuminate came in. He would have died. And now he's gonna get earned up. Oh, they were so close. They were so close. They had it. They still have a 2-man impale. They can take this fight. The Illuminate comes in. They won't get Dreamcell, but the Illuminate's next best thing. Man, that was a hefty dive. That almost was disastrous for Boom.Id. My god.
Yeah, I think Boom.Id might be asking him like, dude, why were you there? why were you in front of their fountain? And I mean, we could kind of see it. We saw what was happening. It felt like nobody could fight him. He was just driving them all the way back to the fountain, and then I guess maybe didn't factor in that he might just get arrowed the instant that he respawned. His team came to bail him out, but it did cost them relatively heavily, and Fnatic back out on the prowl.
This next minute is going to be very important. Abed is dying. He is dead, I think.
Yeah.
Dreamcell is doing some serious work. Earthsplitter coming in.
And they missed the stun on the Tinker, and now it looks like Universe might be dead as well, and that's the gem gone. And now they're gonna go. Oh my!
By the way, Dreamcell level 25.
So nice. He dodged the glimpse with mirror image. Run, DJ, run! Force staff in 3. Blink now.
Fine.
No, he's got. If they clicked on him, they know that he has no TP.
No TP.
Oh, they think he went. I think he went up.
Yeah, You're fine, DJ. You're fine. He's actually supposed to catch you. He's getting recalled.
He's good. He's good.
So, I mean, now this PL is level 25, so he gets the 30% crit, which is even worse for Fnatic. And they were not able to get the tier 2 tower. They were pushing kind of heavily. They also dove the Tinker, like you talked about, the Misty Impale. So, Boom.Id, one good push away from finishing off the Sprax. They have to do it into a Coddle, though, and it is daytime. It's not going to be that easy, but they do have a PL.
At the very least, there's no sleep at the moment, so...
Dire structures are fortified.
Universe still no ags yet. He'll get off the Impale. The Snare will come out as they get the Meteor Hammer, which does hit. It'll stun. It'll do some damage. The arrow, not in time from Abed. He's going to get comes back. BKB now done for the Tinker, so he can get involved in more fights and stay a little bit longer, perhaps. Blinding Light will miss. Pilot Eye. Trying to find somebody can't really get it. And Boom.Id will reset. Next Roche maybe up in 10 seconds. We'll see if it respawns early for them, which would be nice in terms of them finishing off the game, but Fnatic barely hanging on. They're going to smoke again, it looks like, and try to find something. Rumicel's going to head bottom, but this guy's already proven that he's pretty much impossible to kill, so they have to find a different target.
Did Fnatic get their gem back somehow? I could have sworn I saw Universe die with it.
He did.
But...
he did die with it. I don't know how they got it back. Nope, it's still here. It's literally still right here.
Oh, all right. Never mind, yep.
So, I guess they just bought another one?
Yep. Well, yeah, because Pi has one as well. And then I was checking all of the Radiant hero inventories, and I was like, oh, he's good. Okay, there you go. He's onto it.
They got it. They just
yeah. So there are 2 gems. That's actually their gem that they just got back. That's Jokum's gem.
Okay.
So there you go. I guess that's how that played
as bad
out.
for the Nyx Assassin.
Yeah, not as bad. Envy just going to be going for an MKB here. Actually, not too far away. Be nice to have. PL is definitely going to be going for Butterfly. Yep, he's got that quarterstaff. I mean, Fnatic doing their best. The strength of their high ground is still there. They've almost got the Aghanim Scepter up on the Nyx Assassin for even more high ground defense. And I guess the one thing that they do have going for them is that at this point the PL is pretty much capped.
Yeah, that's true. But they can't ignore him. He does so much damage in these fights that it's... I don't know what they can do against him, but they will have to deal with Roche respawn in 15 seconds. Something to consider. Bottom is getting pushed in your bottom. Very least. Boom.Id looking to try to finish off this tier 2 tower in the mid lane. It is nighttime, which is good news for Boom.Id. No battle lags really to deal with. But here is the Aghanim Scepter. I'm not sure how big of an item this is going to be for Universe, but I'm excited to see what it can do. What can actually accomplish against Boom.Id in these fights.
Bad dudes, middle tower, everyone.
The Mana Burn is actually going to hurt against the PL, especially now that he has the Scotty picked up. But I mean, I don't think they're going to be able to him. Maybe if they get a like 4-staff Mana Leak, throw out some Mana Burns. But all right, Boom probably just going to clean up the shrine real fast.
The Roche, one would assume.
Abed's built up quite a bit of damage. He's got an MKB, he's got a Crystallis. If they land their stuns, I think they can actually right-click through the Boom lineup pretty quickly. Like, none of them are particularly tanky.
Yeah.
The PL, you know, 2.9k HP, sure. And I guess the Sand King does have the Crimson Guard as well, but... Fnatic still see a way to win. And that's Envy for you, right? He's just... He sees that there's still some way to win this game, and that is actually where Fnatic are at their scariest.
Boom is about to realize that they are in the Roche pit.
Or maybe not? They are going to realize it now.
Now they do.
Oh no.
They're going to static star. Oh, this is bad. They're going to use the Brogue to get center. But a triple kill for Jokum. And Abed will narrowly get away, but this Roche is dropped down an ultra kill. I didn't even see it. How did that happen?
Alright, so Abed leaps up onto the cliff, and he's just sitting here TPing. And then Jokum, with all of his bonus damage on the Astral Spirit, slides up the cliff and punches him once and finishes it. Oh, that's
pretty hype. That might be what seals it. There's no buyback on these big cores of the Lifestealer or the Mirana. And you can imagine with how much damage Dreamicell and the rest of the team do that they're going to take these buildings rather quickly. There is no glyph to work with on the Dire team. And this building and this base are going to get ravaged pretty quickly. So they almost
DJ's probably,
I guess, but
I think DJ's kicking himself for getting caught, because if he gets the, like, that should, I think, in theory for Fnatic, be a free Roshan. They sleep and they get it. There's like no way for Boom to really do anything to stop them, and instead DJ gets caught, gets silenced, and then they just lose the fight, and then any thread that they had left on this game is gone.
Honestly, the support duo for Boom.Id to make the plays that they've made between the Disruptor and the Elder Titan, making the space for Grimacell. Really, everybody that from Boom played pretty well, all things considered. And they really shut Fnatic down in a game that could have been a lot harder for them at the beginning of this game. But Boom made all the right plays. They got to the late game. They got Grimacell huge. They're going to take Maker Creeps, and more than likely, in fact, 99% likely, they're going to move on to a game 3 here. And this is a huge, against a team like Fnatic, for a team like Boom.Id, this is going to be a huge turnaround. They will have the sleep. They found, I think, the right PL. They're going to use a Burrow Strike Epicenter, though. They're going to get Envy. He's going to get dropped down. They can't really deal with Grimacell. The laser will come through. The Earth Splitter onto 2. And they're just routing Fnatic back into the base, back into the well. Pylon will get off a blinding light, but that is GG. And we will move on to game number 3.
I gotta give Saint DeLucas some praise for his performance in this game. Extremely well. You know, really found a bunch of pickoffs. They killed Abed that one time top. They found the pickoff on Envy before he even had the blink. He really
5 seconds remaining. Dire team banned. Radiant team banned. Bad dudes banning someone now. Five seconds remaining. The green team's banning someone now. Dire team banned. Radiant team banned. Five seconds remaining.
All right, folks. Sorry for the delay. It looked like Fnatic needed some time before we got into our last game of this series. It is Boom.Id versus Fnatic, game number 3 here. This is the first round in the upper bracket. The matchup, of course, between these two teams. Winner of this will move on to play up against PNC, and that'll be next, actually. We won't have any more delays. We'll get right into that next series as soon as this particular game is done. And what we thought, or at least what I thought, was going to be potentially a quick 2-0 after that second game draft, turned it to be a rather close series. Boom.Id evened it up at 1 apiece through the help of Drivacell on his Phantom Lancer, and more importantly, the support play from Boom.Id and just them playing really well in general, and Fnatic maybe not having the best draft in that regard. But we are in here to game number 3, and what do you think, Cameron? What are you thinking about this game and in this draft particular here as we move into this first pick?
Five seconds remaining.
Yeah.
Radiant team pick.
Disruptor.
It looks like it. They've picked a Disruptor. And those two supports did a lot of work. Especially Jokum, especially the later stages of the game, the Earth Splitters, the Stomps were really good. I would not be surprised to see them pick another Elder Titan at all. I would not be surprised.
5 seconds remaining.
Yes.
Dire team pick.
Send.
This makes sense.
Five seconds remaining. The green team's banning someone now.
This is a pick I like. This is kind of what I felt like was missing in the last game. I felt like the Nyx Assassin didn't have the impact. Not to say that it was necessarily a bad pick, but I think this is more of a... When you have the Naga Siren, I think this Underlord helps out a bit more. You can also get out of bad situations. I wouldn't be surprised to see Fnatic ban either the Elder Titan or the PL, or perhaps both, depending on what they feel like. But you're right. They need that 1v5 hero for Abed. You talked about it in the end of the last game. They need not a Mirana. That is how I feel at the very least. Boom.Id will ban up the Terrorblade, which makes sense. Like you talked about, that's an envy hero. He plays it a ton, so no more Terrorblade.
Radiant team ban.
Yep.
5 seconds remaining. Bad dude's banning someone now. Radiant team pick.
Do you think the Thunderlord pick deters the PL like we saw in the last game? It's not even on there.
5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Gyrocopter!
Yeah. So that'll deter them, and they've even picked up the gyrocopter, so
5
PL
seconds remaining.
not necessarily out of the picture. The gyrocopter was a very good pick for Dream of Cell in the first game. I don't see why. I mean, in terms of that, he had a lot of farm. They needed more damage, obviously. They needed a lot more to go right in that game besides just the gyrocopter. I think it's fine. Hero. They have good team fight with it now with the Sand King and Disruptor. Bane will come in for Fnatic, a hero that Fnatic used to pick a lot of. He was one of their higher pick rates before they had some of these heroes to choose from. So, but now with Darkser, we talked about this in the last series, actually. And we talked about how you specifically said this, that you don't think this hero is good. You think that some of the players don't think this hero is good, as you heard from in Galaxy battles. But they will pick it up for Boom.Id at the very least.
5 seconds remaining. The green team's banning some
Lycan!
Wow. That changes things. This is something we haven't really seen from either of these teams. They didn't have too much push between the two of them. Lycan will help supply that. Also just a good hero in general right now. Lycan seems to be pretty strong still. They changed it. They changed something about him. I forget what, though.
5 seconds remaining. Dire team banned.
Yeah, this is something you talked about on the end of the last game. Just leave the hero to the last pick. Give him something that can seriously take over the game, like an OD in that first game, for example. They will take out the PL, which I think is probably a fine choice, just considering that you could get screwed over by it again. You don't have the best ways of dealing with it, even though you do have an Underlord. The Snake Lady, Medusa, comes out. That is pretty interesting.
Five seconds remaining.
Yeah. So. Definitely not the... I mean, it's not the Miranda we saw in the last game, that's for sure. Now the question is, what do you pick here to deal with this if you're going to pick a mid laner, which I would assume they are.
Monkey King.
Okay.
Your hero.
Interesting. It looks like it. Yep. We're gonna test how good this Darkseer hero actually is in terms of it being picked, having maybe a tough time in lane. So we'll see. I'm excited to see what it can do, but I have a feeling this is going to be a rough game, like you mentioned. And not only that, this is probably going to be a long game. And we consider a long game against the Medusa. I'm pretty sure you're at a deficit. So
yeah,
something to consider.
I think it's one of these situations where, like,
Prepare for battle.
in the previous game, the big problem that Fnatic had is that they'd put themselves on a clock in terms of the draft, where even if it was even and it was going late, the scaling on the Tinker and the PL was just outdoing what the Mirana and the Lifestealer and the Nyx Assassin were really capable of. So this game, they picked the Medusa and they're just like, well, look, we have the inevitability this time. There's no pressure on us to make plays, because they were making plays like crazy in that previous game, right? They're like, we have to go, go, go. We're going to blink into these trees with our Nyx Assassin. We're going to be running around everywhere. You know, they even slept and tried to kill the Tinker on his own high ground. Like, they were just desperate to find that one opening, and I think this game they're like, screw it. We'll just pick something that we think goes better late. Yeah.
That's probably a better Fnatic to be in.
30 seconds.
See if they can't find something. They drop a ward down. That was a sneaky ward from DJ if he wasn't spotted. His smoke does wear
I think he
off,
may have been spotted.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Maybe?
They don't have a sentry on Kescute, so...
They don't have a sentry at all, actually.
Yeah.
They got boots for their Sand King, so...
They'll have to wait if they want to get the sentry down, if they know that it's there. They might. Kescute might walk back, but he has no money, so... That ward's going to be there at least for a little bit. It might even be there for the remainder of duration. But we'll see. We will have Abed running over, grabbing a bounty rune. So both teams getting 2 apiece. Abed will get 2. And that will be a good start for him. He's even going to ferry out another set of tangos, it looks like. He actually just stole them. No, he actually bought them. So he'll bring out another set of tangos for Abed, keep himself safe. They're going to cut the wave. Yokum and St. Lucas are going to run down Envy for now. There's the Burrow Strike. Not going to be enough damage. Just going to try to harass. Brain Sap comes out. Highlight Eye. Already, this is creep cutting. Like, they've destroyed this wave. Yeah. Pretty much instantly.
Screw stealing the wave. You just kill it. Straight up. But, like I said, I think the Fnatic tri-lane is reasonably well equipped to deal with this. Saint is actually trapped in the trees, but Pi has Brain Sap, so...
Yeah. So he gets out of there. The good news is Envy can last in under the tower on this hero.
Yeah, he got every single CS, so...
Which is not surprising to Lycan. It's good animation, good damage, not very difficult to deal with. Abed, in the meantime, is going to get run down by Kescute and Dreamcell, or rather FPZ, but not be able to get the kill. So they cut the wave a little bit. They're not going to do it again. Now the DJ's up here, it looks like. But yeah, Lycan should be fine in the top lane. Whether or not the supports are, I'm not sure. DJ's already going to get hit up with the Burrow Strike, but he's fine. And instead, Pilot Eye will rotate into the mid lane. Brain Step.
And we're picking up the Wolves, interestingly enough. We have been seeing this build a little bit more. People have been moving away from the Howl somewhat. And they don't really need the Howl to win their lanes, so... I think this is fine. More harassment, but... Envy gonna have that second point in the Feral Impulse soon, so still surviving pretty nicely.
Still, these levels get up on the Sand King and St. Lucas, it gets a bit harder, more caustic finale, more iron shield damage, then it becomes a bit more difficult perhaps, but we'll see. They're going to cut the wave again. DJ's doing the best that he can with Riptide, but they're fine. They're
a little bit low on mana at this point, though, and don't have the Soul Ring just yet. No more clarities, no Shrine for 3 minutes, so this is actually going to be some breathing room for Fnatic.
Meantime, Abed still gets run at by 2 heroes. They've kept Kezcute here for the entirety of the game so far. It looks like they're going to keep him here and just throw up Thunder Strikes. He is level 2 now. He's going to hold the skill point for the time being. The Universe is going to steal away himself, away from Dreamacell, who does have his Boundless Strike if he wants to use it. Obviously not going to. That lane bottom is actually going really well for the... In the meantime, though, they're going to sleep up FBZ. Brainstep comes out. A little bit of damage, not enough to get the kill, though. Courier almost goes down to Kezcute, but it actually gets microed away just in time. It was looking pretty dangerous there, but it will get out for safety.
Yep. And, well, so this bottom lane is going about expected. They picked the Monkey King specifically to dominate the Underlord. It's a lane that the Underlord can't really contest at all. You can't sit there and farm the wave with the Monkey King there. So he does just have to keep stealing and finding farm that way. But, I mean, he's already got level 3. He's got his Soul Ring picked up. I feel like Universe's game is looking relatively secure. And Envy is still lead CS. Even up against this Sand King Darkseer dual lane. He just doesn't seem to care.
Now this pressure, it's being kind of applied to the tower, kind of being applied to the sports, but Envy has no response to this. He's level 2 Pharaoh Impulse. He will get Burrow Struck. They have an Iron Shell up onto the Sand King, but I don't think it's really that big of a concern. They're kind of splitting the farm between Yoakum and St. Lucas. St. Lucas is 10 last hits, 7 for Yoakum. Trying to get some farm going both ways. Might dive this, but Envy's probably fine. Polarities are running a plenty. Now the TP has to come in. Envy actually might be in trouble here. They're going to try to bring Yoakum down. Envy sticks up and stays alive. Nightmare being taken off of Yoakum. And they will get first blood. And Envy, he might die for this, but still, the ensnare comes out at the perfect time. The surge coming. The body blocks from Pylai die. And now he has to run. St. Lucas's tower is hitting him as well. They have no brain sap mana, unfortunately, but DJ coming with a Riptide. He's also got an ensnare. He might fall. He gets the double kill with 29 HP. And Envy is safe and sound.
Oh, that was so nice. The TP in from Pi into the immediate sleep, saving Envy, then the net so he could get off the salve. Oh, that was so perfect from Fnatic. Every little move was just right, and Boom getting outplayed for sure. Universe
did die bottom, by the way.
Okay.
I noticed that. So there is that going the way of Dreamacell at the very least. And he also has 26 last hits. This safe lane player is doing rather well for Boom.Id in this series, let me tell you.
Yeah, and FBZ, despite the fact that he's getting pressured a little bit by the Bane, still doing alright. Envy, under the tower, gonna try for the TP out. He's gonna be okay.
Nice. Abed getting really low to the Rocket Barrage. He will stay alive. And pop the Mana Shield. He's gonna tango up a little bit, but it's gonna take a while for him to regen. In fact, he needs to ferry out a salve, potentially. And Envy is back. He is low HP.
Yeah.
Did they end up dewarding that? No, it looks like the ward just fell, actually.
Envy's got a headdress on the courier, so he's just relying on Feral Impulse plus that headdress to keep him in the lane. Maybe his supports have a Tango or something somewhere. Nope. Pi just has a TP scroll. That's all he's got in the whole world at the moment.
Unfortunate. He has boots in ward now, so he's finally getting somewhere.
I think that the tower just may have given away the ward, kind of.
I think you're right, actually.
Oh.
Highlight I stayed a little too long, though. He'll Nightmare himself, try to take it away, but...
Visitation.
Good effort.
Yeah, just... Okay, maybe didn't realize that there was a ward there, but... All he wanted was the bounty rune. He didn't even get it. And, no, Boom. Still ahead a little bit in terms of net worth, but...
Dreamacell have so much more net worth. I guess he got a kill, but man, he is crushing this net worth chart right now. He's having great farm.
He's got 10 extra CS and the kill. He's doing really well. Gonna be going for the Battle Fury build. Whoop. Nicely done by Universe, just getting that Firestorm off in time, but they're still going to get the Glimpse back.
That Glimpse back comes in. Not level 6 yet, no Dark Rift, but he might be able to survive. They missed the Boundless Strike onto Universe. Instead, it's on the Pile Die. They've used the Brain Step already. Kescute trying to juke, but now the Firestorm plus the Ensnare should be able to make it out. No, the Nightmare comes in at the perfect time, and they will get the kill. It turns into a little bit of a... Could have been a 1-for-0 going the opposite way, but Dream of Cell doesn't get the Boundless Strike off, and they rotate perfectly in time.
Oh, he's gonna kill Pi though.
Okay. He just walked up into his death. In the meantime, top lane, Envy's also getting kind of dope here, but he's doing a lot of damage to Yokum. He also has Shapeshift, so Envy's not really that concerned of dying. Meanwhile, Abed gets a kill in the mid lane. They will lose the Dusa in the meantime, though. FBZ gets Abed, and they actually just spread their lives away, but again, FBZ getting the experience is probably more important. Good stuff there.
Yeah, I think that was definitely good for him. And the Gyrocopter finding decent farm. I mean, just not doing anything too crazy in terms of item build. Envy about to go down up top.
Yeah.
That level 3 Iron Shell.
Yokum, then the Disruptor came in and threw up a Thunder Strike, and that was when the fight was over for him. He had gotten Burst Strike to start it off, so it's a 1k lead for this Boom.Id team. They are looking pretty strong. Now a 2k lead, actually. And they're getting some decent farm, especially for Dream of Cell.
Yeah, and Universe is dead under the tower. Dream of Cell.
Boundless Strike pretty good. DD on Pilot. That is a lot of damage from Jingu Mastery, though, and just in general, Dream of Cell hits pretty hard already. So he's getting closer and closer to his Battle Fury. He's about to put some pressure onto Abed. He's losing a lot of mana already. It's only level 1 mana shield. Look at this damage coming out. Abed.
Yeah, Boundless in 1. He is saving the stack.
That's just a dead Abed. A 580 crit for Dream of Cell coming in with a Boundless Strike. Does some significant damage. That is a big kill. He is starting to ball out of control. This is what you were talking about in the draft. If they just start getting out of control with these kills, this could get them into a pretty good position.
Yeah, I mean, they're starting to find kills on every lane, so there you go. I think that is what they need, and it's certainly working out. I mean, they haven't taken any of the tier 1s just yet, but they've all taken a little bit of damage, and I don't see any reason that the kill should stop flowing anytime soon, necessarily. Envy has been, unfortunately, unable to use his Shapeshift just yet to really find a kill. I mean, I feel like that's a big part of Lycan's game plan, is being able to set up, you know, connect up with your supports and maybe find something somewhere, but they're just getting pressured on every lane.
Dream of Cell is just getting some vision onto Fnatic at this point. Violet Eye and Universe. They also have a ward over there as well. Envy does pick up the HOD. Gonna Thunderclap with a Hellbear Smasher, just trying to get something done in terms of pushing its way. But there's 3 top. Shapeshift from Envy. There's a ward that'll spot him. They want to get Kescute, and he'll get Glimpse back. Keep him alive for now. They're trying to micro. Kescute's going to go for the TP. Looks like he could make it out. The Burrow Strike will definitely save him. Now Envy needs to be careful. His Shapeshift's not going to last for much longer. He's going to try to fight onto Santa Lucas. His Wolves will die. He will be able to make it out. Doesn't get the kill. And now Shapeshift is down, so...
They fought them off at the very least. Unfortunate, they ended up, I think they ended up getting the gold for the Hellbear there, so beating away a little bit. Saint also has his own Dominator now at this point. They're going to try and surge Jokum across to maybe find this Envy kill, but looks like no dice. Oh, Purge Creep picked up, actually.
They have Song. Wants to use it. Or he's just going to die. Jokum comes with the epicenter. Very nice kill coming in. He's got a Sandstorm, and Envy can't find the return kill, unfortunately. St. Lucas is there to help him out. So just like that, they find another big kickoff. They're putting a lot of pressure on a lot of these towers. The tier 1 top is going to fall. Tier 1 in the mid lane is also getting pretty low, and Dream of Cell is now starting to get a lot of room to work on the tier 1 bottom. This is starting to look really good. 10 minutes into the game, it's a 4k lead for Boom.Id, and Dream of Cell is still working on that battle.
Oh, they got a Fiend's Grip. Pi gonna come in. I think they should be able to get Dream of Cell here. He's still fairly tanky. They think they need like a full Firestorm to connect. Pi gonna go for it.
Gonna run in.
Oh, he tried.
Doesn't quite get there in time. Good tree dance from Dream of Cell. He's able to jump in.
Just good positioning, honestly, knowing that the supports might be able to come in from...
Oh, he really wanted that tower. He didn't get it. Oh, he was one auto attack away. But he gets out of the very least.
And these two idiots with all of their HP regen just harassing each other up top. Darkseer with 15 and like into 22.
Violet Eye has a Quelling Blade. He is literally cutting down trees, trying to find freaking Monkey King.
Yo, green dude.
They really wanted that Fiend script gank.
They were really.
I think there was a moment where he could have potentially gotten it, but yeah, the positioning from Dreamcell was just so good, and he's still finding great farm even with like 3 heroes down here just looking for him.
Constant boundless strike. They're gonna go top. Burrow strike up. They've got the shapeshift off. Now it's time to back away for Yoakum and the rest of Boom.Id. DJ trying to chase him down. They have Song available if they want to set something up, but I don't think they want to use it just for a Sand King. Envy will get vision of him in here in a moment. Now we'll spot him. Envy out of mana. Not that it really matters to begin with. DJ will dust. There's the ensnare. Yoakum's gonna get caught. He can burrow. Yeah.
He's dead. They want to do some shopping.
Bad dude's top tower gonna
So
fall
another
soon.
turnaround kill for Fnatic at the very least. Starting to slow things down a little bit. Abed's getting a little more to work with trying to get to that Mask Madness, but they have a long way to get back into this game. Envy obviously still doing okay. He's tied with the Gyrocopter right now, but net worth advantage-wise, Boom.Id sitting at a 4K lead. They have gone asleep. That'll be on to the Darkseer. They can grip him, and they will. Ripset comes in, Envy running over. They have a Shockwave to use with the Satyr Tormentor. Hadouken. Got him.
That's some value with the Arcane Rune as well for Pile-I-Die. There you go. 1 minute till the next Fiend script. Definitely going to be important that he continues to find these pickoffs here and there just to keep delaying the game plan. Dreamcell's got his Battle Fury picked up, so he'll be able to just keep on farming. Makes life quite a bit more annoying, I think, for the Lycan against the ulti.
He had 500 GPM before he even got his Battle Fury at this point. Just pretty good. I thought he had a lot of farm last game, but at this time he was not at his Battle Fury with the PL. He was getting kind of run at in the early stages of the game. He got there eventually, but now this game's even better for him. Bit of a different hero to be playing, obviously, but sleep up onto the Jokum on the Sand King. The Ensnare will come out as well. Rain Sap. Up out of trouble. Shockwave comes through, just missing actually. Dreamcell's got some pretty good vision here now to spot things out. He wants to go on some heroes. Envy's gonna get run at by FBZ. Wukong's command gets canceled. Dreamcell gonna jump over. They have Song. They want to get the skill. They should have a boundless strike available. There's the vacuum back in. The Rocket Barrage can't get it off in time. Meanwhile, Dreamcell's chasing after Abed. Free dance continues on. He has no Primal Spring for another 6 seconds. Boundless strike is available. They're gonna chase him down. At least try to. There's the strike coming out. Now out of mana. The club's back to Kinetic. So the Static Storm was not needed, let me tell you. But it is a double kill nonetheless for FBZ, and it is starting to look kind of bad for Fnatic, as this is going to be a tier 1 tower down and 2 dead on their side.
Yeah, they're slowly losing map control. They're not really fighting farm. The only way that they have to set up pickoffs is the Pile-I-Die Bane. This is the one situation. Ooh, Envy.
Good
gonna get first struck.
Luke is still in trouble. Kinetic field vacuum into Roche out of the kinetic field. DJ's gonna come over, root up the Darkseer, still taking plenty of damage. He's gonna try to get the Bounty Rune. He gets it. Now the burst strike again, keeping him alive. He's got wand charges. There's the Song. They'll try to set this up. They might get this kill. The Shrine, he gets it off, but it won't be enough. Here comes the Wukong's command though. And Song was used, but they might be able to get out. They're gonna try to turn on the Universe. He does have the Dark Rift, but it's too little too late. He'll get killed. Dreamcell gets to make a kill spree. Burrow strike on the other side of the Fiend script. They're going to find this kill into Yoakum. Envy gets a double. That's a pretty big fight. 2-for-1 trade, but Dreamcell is still going to chase. He's got his Primal Spring. It'll hit up onto Envy. Good nightmare, though, from Pile-I-Die, but here comes FBZ. The call down. Envy will go for the TP, and he might be able to make it out. The Boundless Strike comes in. They take the nightmare away from Dreamcell, and he's able to get off the stun. That is nicely done there, and getting a big kill onto Envy in the meantime.
I think that overall exchange still worked out okay for Fnatic. It was a 2-for-2. They lost 2 cores. They got the Darkseer and the Sand King. But anything to buy more farming time for Abed. He's even gone for like the greediest possible build, maxing split shot and Mystic Snake. No points in the Stone Gaze. But they just need to get this Dusa fat. But
yeah,
I don't know how they're gonna. I just don't know how they're going to keep the lanes pushed out. This is the one situation that I was talking about earlier, Mott, with the like you pick the Underlord, but then you don't have the appropriate amounts of catch from your supports, and so your whole lineup just kind of falls flat on its face because you can't threaten for pickoffs at all. Like I think Boom can feel quite confident pushing every single lane because there's just not really any way that they can get caught. Maybe Pile-I-Die can pop a smoke and find a really nice angle to get a Fiend script off, but other than that, they're all pretty safe.
That's the dangerous thing. It means that this Monkey King continues to get out of control. This Gyrocopter even. I mean, look at this Monkey King where he's positioned. He's pretty much at the rest of these. You know, he's at the tier 2 tower. He's near the rest of Fnatic. He's actually like almost right on top of this port. And he might get caught. They Quelling Blade him down. Can they get the kill though? The rest of them are behind. And Dream Cell is actually going to stay alive. They glimpse back in. Static Storm onto Pylite Eye. Even when they have complete and utter vision of Dream Cell and they cut his tree down, the rest of Boom.Id are ready to fight and just bait him, and they find a kill out of it.
Joking kind of low. Looks like he's going to get brought down.
Died, and Universe gets the Firestorm. And Dream Cell continues to work on this tier 2 tower. Battle Fury. Item flying out right now, which
Dire's bottom
be
tower
a
is
Shadow
under
Blade.
attack.
So he's pretty farmed.
Yeah, I mean, he is relatively squishy, but whether or not that's actually going to matter is the question. He's been playing very well so far, 6-0 and 1. Really doing a good job of picking his spots, waiting until some of the burst damage has been used, and just continuing to farm up.
5K lead at 17 minutes into the game. Good news for Fnatic, like we talked about in the draft, late game potential is pretty significant. Abed, he needs a lot more time, obviously, but talking about him. Necro 3 done for Lycan, or Necro 1, excuse me. He's actually got enough money for Necro 2, but not quite to Necro 3 yet. So we'll see what that can accomplish.
Excellent.
I don't know. I mean, it's just, I guess Boom.Id just keep putting the pressure on.
Yeah, that's kind of their only option, really. I mean, they can wait around for an item or two here or there, but worth it to just keep on trying to find kills, keep on pressuring, try and take out these tier 2s. Taking the tier 2s is going to be the real challenge, I suppose, though I think they still have the teamfight power to be able to do it. They just have to make the right rotations. It's a little bit concerning that they don't have any vision over the Dire jungle at the moment, so once they get some observer wards like back in stock, I'd like to see them go and make a play over there. They're very close to the Sand King Blink. Jokum's just about to grab that for himself. So that will probably be another timing for them to go and make something happen.
Sandy Lucas and DJ walk around the corner awkwardly and meet each other and just say, oh, hey, pass each other by.
Friendly wave. Yeah.
DJ literally warded after he did that, which is pretty funny. Don't mind me, I have this ward. I'm just going to go place it down real quick.
All right, they see the Deuce of farming on the shrine, but Abed is still relatively squishy at this stage of the game. And instead looks like they're actually going to head down bottom, or no? Which way is the smoke going? They haven't decided.
They don't know yet.
Boom knows that there's heroes bottom, so they know that the Deuce isn't actually being defended right now.
Pylite Eye's Quelling Blading. He knows that there's done here, but there they go. Static Storm Epicenter. Abed loses all of his mana and loses his life along with it, and they immediately will transition this into a tier 2 push. Dream Cell is still getting chased down. They're going to pop the song, though. Shadow Blade on a Dream Cell. They've got the homing missile onto DJ. Here comes the Firestorm with the Pit of Malice, and Envy pops the Shapeshift. This could be good. Slims back, though, and now he's out of the fight. Burrow onto 2. There's the Boundless Strike. This is a problem. Kinetic Field hits him into DJ. No, he actually will get out of it and stay alive for now. Need to be careful here for Boom.Id. They want to keep going. Envy's still in the base. They're pushing DJ all the way back, and they're going to start focusing on this tower. In fact, FBZ gets the kill. He runs into the tier 3 tower. He's going to get ensnared. He gets the Naga, but he might be losing his own life here. Pit of Malice comes in. Into the Burrow Strike. They can't find it. They're going to lose FBZ. Very big kill. Envy comes in, and Universe secures it. Dominating spree now taken away, and now Jokum on the run, but Dream Cell's nearby. It doesn't look like Fnatic wanted to run too much further as they lose their tier 2 tower.
I mean, the ensuing fight turned out okay for Fnatic. They got the
vacuum into Burrow, pretty nice, and Pylite Eye's dead again.
They got the gyro for the Naga. I guess they lose their other support there as well. Naga almost has a meteor hammer. It does quite a lot of damage for like its cost. The amount of magical damage that it does is comparable to like a Dagon 4. So it is going to be very important for them if they can land the combo just right, where they like stop the song, the meteor hammer hits, they've got the firestorm on there, the Pit of Malice is also down. I think anybody who gets hit by that is actually dead, but it's just a question of whether or not they can actually execute on that
problem. Jokum has done a great job being the kind of combo breaker for fights too.
Yeah, Gyrocopter might get caught here. 4 seconds on the...
I think he's just gonna die here. They have some heroes coming in. They will glimpse back Twilight Eye to stop the grip, but this is a lot of damage coming in. Now the question is, how much do they lose here, if anything? Static Storm, great vacuum combination, but where's the damage coming from? There's the Boundless Strike finally coming through, but they're pretty tanky. And in fact, they're going to turn this round potentially. The Epicenter's not going to really do much. They've already lost 2. Can Dream Cell turn this? Envy's already backed himself away. They're going to Dark Rift out. They will lose nobody for that fight. Fnatic, nicely done. They're going to make it away. They will leave DJ, but he's going to TP out. But still, they get 2 kills there, Fnatic, and Dane is still hanging in the balance for now.
That was a really nice move from Fnatic. It was really close because they only just barely managed to sneak up to the gyrocopter while the rest of his team was moving into position to back him up. But they're now coming in. Pi gonna get vacuumed back. Gets the Nightmare off, but he's dead.
So you saw the wall drop down, the vacuum, the Static Storm not really do that much damage. Universe with the pipe actually doing pretty decent work in keeping Fnatic alive, and that's a big issue. If you don't have Dream Cell at the fight, or even the gyrocopter for that matter, you're really missing out on being able to get some of these kills, I feel like, for Boom.Id.
Yeah, and with Dream Cell's build, it's actually a little bit hard for him to commit like right into the middle of the fight, which I think is why we saw him hesitate there. He threw out the Boundless Strike, but then wasn't really sure if he could find a good opportunity to get off the Wukong's command. I think he was also just hesitant about the Song of the Siren potentially coming out. As I say that, Song of the Siren.
Yep. Sand King, you gotta channel this. He will get hit up with the Meteor Hammer, which was perfectly timed, and they will get the kill. That has been used.
Yeah, so it looks like... So I thought that the way that you would have to run the Meteor Hammer combo with... Oh, hold that thought. Comes back up high. Yeah, he dead.
He should be dead. Anyways, saying about...
Yeah, oh yeah, I thought that the way that you have to run the combo would be like wait until your Song of the Siren is about to run out by itself and then channel the Meteor Hammer and time it, but it looks like because of the landing delay being 0.5 seconds, there's actually enough time for your Meteor Hammer to go off and then for you to just cancel Song of the Siren manually, which makes that 10 times, like that's a million times easier than having to look at your little buff on your buff bar and descend like, oh, is this exactly 2.5 seconds now? Like, or 3 seconds now? So there you go. That's certainly helpful for Fnatic here. It means that they can find a 2 or 3 man stun off of that. Nobody on Boom has bought a BKB just yet, and Monkey King actually opting for the Lincoln Sphere instead of a BKB, which I don't know if I'm a huge fan of. I guess he's just thinking, okay, the way that I die is mostly just getting Fiend's Grip, but I also see a situation where he gets Meteor Hammered, or he gets like he gets caught in the Pit of Malice and just dies that way. Oh, well, there's that Lincoln's
Pit of Malice, wall into 2, Envy getting low. Strong's command's gonna get used. Jay has no song, but they won't find anything with this. Maybe not.
Never mind, Jokin's here.
They will. There's the Static Storm. Forced out, though. Abed glimpsed back in, but he's going to use his Stone Gaze. DJ getting chased down. Drew Cell trying to find at least anybody, but there goes the Song of the Siren and the Dark Rift. And Boom can't find anything off the back of that flight, which is actually pretty surprising considering how well they were doing there for a moment.
Yeah, lots of spells committed on both sides, but no song notably, and the Fiend's Grip also getting immediately wasted. But still reasonable ways to hold the high ground. Boom do not have the best high ground sieging lineup, which is the one kind of saving grace for Fnatic in this situation, as they just continue to build up auras on the Underlord and get stronger and stronger all the while on the Medusa. I mean, I've been looking pretty decent in terms of net worth at this stage. DJ.
He's surviving. They have a glimpse back. There's the burst strike. They get that kill, and it's back into the base for Fnatic they go. They will glimpse Twilight Eye. He's probably dead too. Double kill for Dream Cell. Let's see, can they do anything with this? They have Aegis still.
Yeah, surely they can at this point.
He does so much damage.
Even if they have to switch lanes, they could just switch to top right now if they really wanted to. But, alright, well, the two-pronged attack. Darkseer with his stolen catapult, and Monkey King and Gyrocopter working the mid lane.
It's an actually insane amount of damage Dream Cell does.
tower is under
He's
attack.
doing serious work out of these buildings. They're gonna get a full set of racks, by the way. Fnatic are actually about to get dropped down to the losers bracket in round 1 against Boom.Id, and Boom have played a fantastic series. Well, fantastic 2 games, games 2 and 3. They have looked very strong here in this 3rd game, especially with Cell having a pretty ridiculous early game, and just them finding plenty of pickoffs and kills. They will get 2 sets of racks, and Fnatic are just about to get caught with a Wukong's command, along with a Boundless Strike. Envy's going to get caught in vacuum. He will survive. Hit him, surviving, but of course they have the glimpse back. The Static Storm, oh my god, it just caught in the kinetic field as well. Song of the Siren and Stone Gaze will go at the same time. Monkey King has Aegis for another 54 seconds, and now all these ultimates are down. Envy is buyback, but no Shapeshift, and it's down to bottom they go for Boom.Id. Boundless Strike, hurting out of Underlord, doing some damage. The Lycan will buy back. They're going to pit a Malice Dream Cell. He still has his Aegis for another 40 seconds. Fnatic still looking to fight this. They've got the Ensnare onto him. The Meteor Hammer will come through as well. This might be the Aegis gone, and it will be. Now, what can they do? Glimpse will come out.
Might be able to grip him.
There. They break the Lincoln Sphere. He might be able to get away. Boundless Strike comes out, blows away a lot of those creeps, including the wolves. And I don't think they're going to go any further if you're Boom.Id. They're going to do too many crazy things here. They might just back up, and it looks like they're going to go for the shrine. So, yeah. Wow. What a, like, 5-minute span there.
Yeah, Boom.Id did so well of, like...
I'll take your
They took that fight top, a bunch of spells were used, they came and prodded at top lane, and then they all backed off, and then Fnatic decided, shit, we still need to keep on farming, let's try and push out of our base and over to the tri-camp area. And then they just lost both of their supports, and it turns out that without their supports, they just don't have any setup, don't really have a whole lot of teamfight control. DJ probably kicking himself a little bit for using the song up top. I think he may have survived with the Underlord ulti, even without the song, but he just had no idea what the duration remaining was on the on the Underlord ulti before it kicked in. So that's made life really hard. They still have a Medusa. They can still potentially win this in a super late game scenario, but they're now down 19k and just getting manhandled in team fights.
Yeah. It's going to be difficult. We haven't even really talked about FBZ. I've specifically talked about Dream Cell numerous times about FBZ, and now is BKB, is an SMY, is working on a Butterfly, which also Monkey King is. He's actually going to have the Butterfly done. Now he's working on a BKB of his own. It really just is one more fight away from a win, especially if they kill the Lycan. Essentially, the game probably just ends, I think, at that point. They don't have that much damage through Abed yet. He's pretty farmed. I don't know if he's farmed enough against some of these heroes, so... They just need to get this last set of racks, and Boom.Id will punch their ticket to the next round against TNC. But it's not over yet. They're going to jump in vacuum wall. Burrow strike onto 4 Static Storm coming to Wukong's command, and they will lose 2. They'll lose 3. They will lose 4. What a fight. What an initiation. What a bang, and what a finish for Boom.Id. And they will, in fact, move on to play up against TNC in just a few minutes. What a beautiful combination.
Man, they have a knack for ending these games on just the sick team fight combinations. Very nicely done by Boom.Id.